Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to Morning Kickoff with Unbiased Opinion. I am your host, Tony, also known as the Couch Scout Extraordinaire and Pastor Trenches. All right. Well, before we get started, as always, go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe, turn on those post notification bells, select all so you'll be made aware whenever we go live. Okay. Subscribe to the channel and share this with your family and friends. We're building a real conversation over here. No fake hot takes, no media spin, just facts, film, and football context. Make sure you check the links in the YouTube description. Go down to the bottom, and you also will find links to the Patreon page. Okay. So that's important. And remember, Unbiased Opinion Sports Talk is part of the Carolina Armchair GM network. So now let's shake a little honey from the tree. All right. So top of the morning to everybody. Top of the morning, everybody. How you guys feeling? 7 a.m. Eastern time on the East Coast, back in the United States. So everybody getting that those sleep demons out your eyes, going and, you know, freshen up. The morning breath. You know how it is in the morning, first thing in the morning. Yes, sir. Before you go grab that good coffee, a good cup of coffee or cup of tea, like I like to have in the morning. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. What we have here, NH official said, "What's good? What's good, my guy? Thank you for tapping in this morning. I appreciate it." Eternal 252 says, hashtag confetti falling, hashtag expectations. That's right. There are expectations, definitely expectations this year heading into the 2026 season. Training camp will be around the corner real soon. So we will have um, some football to really get into that officially lets you know how close the season are, how close the season is. I'm sorry. And things are definitely about to get real. Those expectations that we all have for the team. Um, Preseason training camp is where those expectations would start to come to fruition. So I can't wait. I can't wait to see it from the offense, the defense, special teams, from the newcomers, the rookies, to the old head veterans that we brought in free agency, and the guys that are returning are returning to the team as well. So yeah, I'm definitely here for it. What's up, Quante? Quante said, "What's good, Tony? What's good, my guy? Thank you for tapping in. Hey, make sure you guys hit that like button on your way in. If you're subscribed and watching through Unbiased Opinion Sports Talk, make sure you hit those likes, man. Help me get my likes up. Okay. I would greatly appreciate it. And subscribe to both channels, Unbiased Opinion Sports Talk and the Carolina Armchair GM CJ. Subscribe to his channel as well. Turn on those post notification bells. Select all so you will be made aware um when we go live. Kevin Hubbard said, "Good morning, Panthers Nation." Hey, good morning to you, Kevin. Appreciate you being here. Um, Thank you for tapping in. Hit that like button if you don't mind. Yeah. So today's topic is the last of my series, the front office. So we're today is about Brandt Tilis. That is the man behind the plan, the money behind the plan. Yeah, that's who we're talking about today. Um, we all know what he did in Kansas City, with the salary cap situation there, with Patrick Mahomes signing that first that I can remember a contract extension, 10-year contract extension that was $450 million. Brandt Tilis was the architect behind that. That created a lot of cap flexibility for the Kansas City Chiefs, um while also making Patrick Mahomes happy on his end. All right. And I think it was layered in a way to eventually make him the highest paid player down the road, which we saw with the extension that he got this year, before that 10-year extension ran out. So they have definitely been able to keep some important guys on their team. The only one that left, and I think it was really by choice, or you could say it was a mutual partner of the ways, if you will. But Tyreek Hill was the only one that I know of that was of significance to the team that left. But everybody else pretty much stayed, and they was able to take care of other premium positions on the team, um, by that team friendly deal that they got from Patrick Mahomes extension on his contract. So yeah, and you guys let me know what the temperature is like where you at. Did it rain? Uh, Quante, Kevin, NH. I know how it is over there in the UK. NH. Yeah, that's pretty much what it is every day. Eternal. What about you? What's the temperature like where you at this morning? Yeah, I'm gonna drop the link. So if anybody want to come up on the panel, they can. We can get into it. This should be a good topic of discussion for today. I believe so. Yes, sir. So I just dropped the link in the chat, uh through StreamYard. So both should be able to see it, whether you're on my channel or on CJ's channel. All right. I do stream to both channels each and every morning, Monday through Friday. Yes, sir. So yesterday we discussed Dan Morgan vision for the Panthers roster. Today we are going behind that vision to discuss the man responsible for helping make the money work, and that is Brandt Tilis. All right. Um, Brandt Tilis does not make tackles. He does not call plays. He does not run routes. We all know that. But every major signing, contract extension, salary cap decision, and future roster commitment is connected to his work. Tillis describes team building in three stages: building, contending, and sustaining. He said the Panthers were somewhere between building and contending. That tells us exactly where today's conversation needs to go. The Panthers have improved. They reached the playoffs. They have started spending like a team that believes it can contend. But are they financially prepared to sustain that success? So, I'm gonna ask the people that's in the chat or the ones that's listening right now, and you can comment on this. This question is to you guys. Is Brent Tillis creating a smart long-term financial plan, or are the Panthers spending aggressively before the roster is fully ready to contend? Yeah. Is Brent Tillis creating a smart long-term financial plan, or are the Panthers spending aggressively before the roster is fully ready to contend? All right. So you guys answer that for me. Post your comments. I'll make sure to get to them. Let's see. Eternal says 65 degrees. Yeah, that's about right. That's about what. Where you at, Eternal? You in North Carolina, South Carolina? I don't remember. Quantas, I'm on the east coast of the Carolinas by the beach. Temperature 75, raining outside. Where you at exactly, Quante? Are you near Wilmington? That's where I'm originally from, the port city. The N8 says smart long term. Think we're lucky not to have Turk and Bobby Brown on 5-year contracts. Well, I can agree with you if you're talking about Turk Wharton. But Bobby Brown, yeah, I'm definitely not ready to go out on that limb with Bobby Brown. I think Bobby Brown has definitely not been played enough. And this season, from all reporting, well, not reporting, from the presses that Ivero has had and Dave Canales, it seems like they want to run more of a traditional 3-4. So in order to do that, you're going to have a nose tackle in the middle, and there's no better nose tackle on this roster besides Bobby Brown. Now last year, you know, we've gotten to this before with Ivero or the defense being more 4-2-5 even on base downs. So, if they really trying to go 3-4 this year, which I hope they do, I would definitely welcome Bobby Brown playing in the middle, and you can put Derek Brown and Lee Hunter on opposite sides of him. I think that makes for a pretty stout front, and then you have Nick Gordon and Jalen Phillips running point. Excuse me. All right. So Eternal says VA. He's in Virginia. Okay, Eternal. All right. King James 864 said, "Good afternoon, Low Tone Tony." Good afternoon, King James. What's good, my boy? Hey, appreciate you for tapping in. Hit that like button. I appreciate it. Eternal said, Aaron Hall and Lee Hunter replace Bobby and Ashawn. Yeah, Eternal, you pretty much done bumped your head this morning. Hey, it's understandable. I know you need to shake a few cobwebs loose. Get your equilibrium balanced. That's okay. It's early in the morning. I get it. But if you really think what you just typed there, yeah, I got a bridge. I got a bridge in the country I want to sell you. Yeah, I definitely got a bridge that's in the woods with no road that I want to sell you. Quante say Atlantic Beach. Okay, Atlantic Beach. All right, D Cash. Wait, the D Cash said Tony. What's up? What's up, D Cash? Appreciate you for tapping in this morning, my guy. Glad that you're here. Hit that like button for me. Rock Jones. What's up, cousin? He said, "Good morning, cousin. Don't let them bombs from Iran spoil your day. Keep pounding, Tone." Hey, you're not spoiling my day. I'm very much aware what's going on. So yeah, yeah, that's all I'll say on that. But appreciate your concern. I appreciate you saying that though. I don't want that to go unnoticed. I definitely appreciate that. Eternal said, "Well, Ashawn gone already. That's a fact. That's a fact. And we're getting off Bobby Brown contract next season. Well, we don't know that, Eternal. I mean, you may want that to happen, but I don't see a reason why that would happen. But anything is possible. Anything is possible. But one thing I know, nobody is saying that right now. So we'll wait and see. We'll see how this season goes. I think Bobby Brown will definitely prove his worth if given opportunity to play more snaps. He just didn't get in last year based off the front that we were running. He didn't get in that much. Let me say that. So yeah, I think you saw a big difference in the run defense when he was playing in the middle. I think there was a big difference in the run defense when he was playing in the middle. All right. But yes, anybody want to hit the link is in the chat. Um, if you feel the need this morning, you liking the content, you love what the show brings, whether it's a good vibe, good energy, good conversation, anything that helps you start your start your day off, you know. So show support to the show. There's a QR code in the top right corner. There's also a link that's posted in the YouTube chat that's pinned. I believe it's at the bottom or the top. I can't remember. But yeah, you can hit that link, show love to the show. My little daily goal is $25. Just a little $25. Will help support the show, help keep things running for you guys. I'm here 5 days a week, like I mentioned, Monday through Friday. So we can always, for people that um, need that good jolt, that good start to their morning during the week before they go, heading into work, whether you're at the gym working out, maybe at Starbucks, sitting around drinking your latte or eating your pastry this morning, or you know, kids getting on your nerves and you trying to get breakfast started, early in the morning. Hey, come chill with your boy. I greatly appreciate that. Good vibes only. All right, what else we got here? SC Panther Boy 803 say, sup, low tone. What's going on, SC? Appreciate you being here, my guy. Hit that like button for me. I know you already subscribed, but hit that like button for me. Those likes really help with the algorithm. I definitely haven't gotten the likes up to where I want them right now, and I understand that, new show or whatnot. Yeah, so but yeah, as many likes as I possibly can, I would like to get. As many likes as I possibly can. Don't cost you anything. Don't take but a matter of a couple seconds. Just hit that like button. As he said, we in here too. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Already. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. So yeah, the topic today is about Brandt Tilis. What does he mean to the Panthers? The man behind the money, behind the scenes. We don't hear much about from Brandt Tilis. Don't hear much from Brandt Tilis. Don't really hear that much about Brandt Tilis, but I felt the need that, all the guys that's behind the scenes that are responsible for the construction of this team, the building of this team, the money that's given out to players on the team and to join this team is important. It's important to understand, um, kind of understand the mindset that Brent Tillers is coming from, and how he feels the vision of this team is looking going forward. And I have a video that I'm gonna play when we get ready to get into topic number 3, where he speaks about his plan going forward, how he looks at it, and also they talk about the possibility of the fifth extending Bryce Young. So there was a conversation back during the draft that him and I think his name is, I keep forgetting his name, saying it right. Anish Shroff, Sharnoff, or whatever, something like that. The radio voice for the Panthers. Yeah. Cole Rory said, good morning. Keep pounding. Good morning, Cole. Appreciate you tapping in, my guy. Thank you for being here. Hit that like button for me. All right. King James said, keep pounding Carolina Nation. Hey, keep pounding King James. Rock Jones said, Tillis is a lot better than our last cap guy. You talking about what was his name? Rock. Solimini, something like that. He wasn't that bad. He wasn't that bad. I actually liked him. Um, yeah, I think he was a casualty for everything else that was going around him during his time, and he was a part of that fresh makeover. And when you got an opportunity to bring someone in like Brandt Tilis, I mean, you upgrade. I think that was a huge upgrade. I don't think there was anything that Salmini, if I'm saying his name correct, uh anything bad that he did while he was in Carolina. But like I said, when you have the opportunity to bring in someone of the caliber of a Brandt Tilis, then you have to do that. And that's what David Tepper did. Um, Gave him more of an expanded role, gave him an expansion to his title. And I'm pretty sure the money was good, you know, for that man to leave Kansas City and the championship quality team and atmosphere that they had built in Kansas City under Andy Reid. Yeah, so I'm pretty sure the money had to be right. Money definitely had to be right for him to make that move, and I'm glad that David Tepper was willing to pay whatever it costs to bring him here. So to me, that shows a level of commitment to want to get it right when it comes um to the person that's going to be managing your salary cap. That's a very important position to be in. So yeah, I'm glad he did that. Eternal said we're getting quality players with Tillis. That's a fact. That's a fact. He are signing guys, but with the help of Dan Morgan, I'm not gonna say it was all Brandt Tillis, but with Dan Morgan leading the charge and Dave Canales and Brandt Tilis are coming together and working through things, talking things out, what have you. Like the three of them seems to be on one accord. Um, do they always agree? Probably not. I'm pretty sure they don't. Nobody does, really, unless you're just a yes man. And I don't see either one of those being yes men. But at the end of the day, I think their main goal is get the right people in the building, pay um fair compensation, if you will, for said player. And some players, at premium positions, if it's a premium need, then you may have to pay premium dollars, i.e., Jalen Phillips. So, we talked about that yesterday. Yeah. As he said, Rock, apparently we didn't have a cap guy before Brent. Things seem to have gotten better since Nicole left the draft room. Hey, Rock. Hey. I ain't want to point that out, and it's crazy because I haven't heard anybody point that out the past 2 years that they haven't really noticed Nicole Tepper has not been in the draft room, right? They they haven't even really noticed that. My brother from another tip drill, Will, what's good, my guy? Will Robinson, good morning. Good morning, my guy. Hey, I hope you had a safe and happy weekend. Everybody's doing good. You made it back home safe and sound. So yeah, I appreciate you tapping in this morning, guy. Hey, you guys, make sure you hit that like button on your way in. Will, I'm gonna drop the link again. You can hit it if you want to come on up. Dropping the link right now so we can get into it about Mr. Brandt Tilis. Who is he? Who is the man behind the money? Who is the man behind the plan? That is a topic for today. Yes, sir. I will. Cool. Yes, sir. So I see nobody answered the question that I presented to you guys. I'm gonna say it again. Is Brent Tillis creating a smart long-term financial plan, or are the Panthers spending aggressively before the roster is fully ready to contend? All right. Now that may be too much words, too many words for y'all this time of morning. Word salad as they call it. But I'm just trying to make sure you can shake a little honey from the tree this morning. Get your get your mind thinking, get your thought process in order. Get it turning for you before you walk into wherever you work at. That's where the real pressure come in at. Eternal said, Will, don't come in here lying. When have you known Will to come in and lie to you, Eternal? You just don't agree with what we say. That's all. That don't mean we lying because you don't agree, sir. Rock Jones says both. Well, that was such a vague response, Rock Jones. Can you elaborate, sir? Why do you feel like it's both? Excuse me. Yeah, why do you feel like it's both, Rock? Talk to me this morning. I'm leaning more towards long-term financial plan because that's what he does. He does. He plans 3 to 5 years ahead. You have to be ahead uh when the salary cap changes every year, you know. So you got to have a plan because contracts come up at different times. Let me add my boy Tip Drill Will to the stage. Will Robinson, what's good, my brother? Will, you there?
Good morning. Morning, fellas.
Good morning,
Good
man. You
morning,
sound
chat.
you coming in low. Sound like you away from the mic or something.
Okay, hold on. Hold on. Let me get a little volume here going. Hold on. Hold on. Is that better?
Yeah, yeah, I can hear you a little better now.
Okay. Good morning.
Nah, good
Good
morning,
morning.
man. How was your
Yeah,
weekend?
it was great. It was great. My daughters and them came in with a game plan, man. They took me out.
Uh
They took me out.
oh.
They took me out. You remember we talked about the game plan I had?
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, they
yeah.
had they had a game plan, dog. They had a game plan.
That's crazy.
Her husband said, "Nah, player, you ain't getting me this time."
Hey, look, you had a whole week to plan those strategic moves, and they was like, nah, we're gonna ahead and nip this in the bud right now.
Hey, the enemy gets a vote. The enemy gets a vote.
Yeah. That's crazy, man. But everybody had a good time.
Man, we had a great time. We had a great time. Thanks for asking, man.
Yeah, no problem. No problem. SC said
Yeah.
Brett is doing what's needed for us to become a successful franchise, pretty much. Yeah, I believe that. I believe that. Yeah, I definitely believe that,
Yep.
SC.
Me too. Me too.
Okay. All
So
right.
the response to answer the question, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, I think he's making smart investments. Um, so the broader picture of the franchise, um, it seems that we have money when we need money,
Mm-hmm.
and they kept investing low until the team looked like they was coached up enough and to invest in where they needed to invest at. So
Right.
for example, Tillis is in the draft room. So it's not like he's not in the draft room. He's not only there just to count the money. So
Right.
he's there to help them help help Dan make calculated decisions. He know what Dan wants to do as it relates to youth on the roster. He's also telling him where he's spending the most money in investing because Dan also said, we have a lot of money invested in the offensive line. We got to get younger there. In the offensive line, we have to look where we're investing, right? And then
Facts.
when you look at the when you look at the free agency acquisitions, they got they got the offensive line left tackle at a bargain basement price. That's one. And
Right.
they had to pay premium dollar for an edge rusher. and they got a fair contract for the Mike linebacker, for the inside linebacker. I don't know if he'll be the Mike. I think he'll be the Mike, but for the inside
Who?
linebacker,
Devin Lloyd.
Devin Lloyd. Yeah.
He'll probably be your
Um,
off ball. He'll probably be your off ball
that's
linebacker.
what I'm saying. The
And
off ball
Trevin
linebacker.
B. Yeah.
Right. Right. So with all of that being said, I think they are making smart investments, and investments mean draft capital as well as paying your players that your current players you developed, and
Right.
also bringing in free agents that you are actually paying money for. So all
Yeah.
three things, I agree, and that's right. 252. I'm coming in here. I'm trying to give facts, but I am a fanatic, and I'm not angry at the team just yet. So I am going to be a fan first.
Yeah. Shout out to Don Dada Shada. He said, "Oh shit, my boy Will Rob in the building." Hey, shout out Don Dada. Hey, hit that like button for me. Uh, if you haven't subscribed to Unbiased Opinion Sports Talk, subscribe to my channel as well as Carolina Armchair GMCJ's channel because I'm streaming to both channels. So I appreciate if you guys would subscribe to my channel as well. Hit like on both channels. Turn that post notification bell on both channels. Select all on both channels so you'll be made aware when we both go live. I greatly appreciate that. And Red Fire Bomb says, "Good morning, soldiers." Hua. Well, first of all, that ain't how you spell Hua. You know that. That don't do that. Don't do that, Red. Too early in the morning for that.
Oh no,
Yeah.
no, 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 no. What is
Yeah.
that?
Don't. Yeah, I do
Oh,
not. Yeah, I don't know what that is. But good
we
morning
gotta
to
do
you. Good
interpretation.
morning
We
to
gotta
you.
do interpretation
Yeah.
on this socially who's. No, no, no,
Yeah.
no. We're not. No, no, no.
Don't shortchange Hua now. Don't do that.
Hey, Ray, we're
Yeah.
gonna give you a counseling statement.
So all right, Will. So we're gonna get into topic one, man. We're gonna go ahead and
Okay.
get this thing going. And what does Brandt Tilis actually do? That's the first topic for the day. So here's the facts. Brandt Tilis is Carolina's executive vice president of football operation. He works directly with Dan Morgan across scouting, salary cap management, and analytics. His responsibilities include player contract negotiations, salary cap management, compliance with NFL rules and the collective bargaining agreement, football administration, analytics, and other non coaching football operations. Before joining Carolina in 2024, Tiller spent 14 seasons in the Kansas City Chiefs organization, working through salary cap analysis, football operation analytics, contract administration, and eventually serving as vice president of football operations. So the context, the general manager identifies the player he wants. The coaching staff explains how those players fit. Tillis helps answer the financial questions. How much can the Panthers afford? How should the guarantees be structured? How will today's
Hmm.
signing affect tomorrow's roster? Which players should be extended? Which contracts could create future pressure? And how much flexibility should remain available? A good football decision can become a bad roster decision if the contract is poorly constructed, but a well constructed contract cannot rescue a bad football evaluation. That is why Morgan, the scouting department, the coaching staff, and Tillis all must remain aligned. So the question I have for you, Will, is Brent Tillis the hidden key to Dan Morgan's roster building plan?
I think he is a key ingredient. And because he's a key ingredient, think about it from like Dan Morgan is worrying about everything that happens. Dan Morgan is worrying about it, and I also pointed this out with the head coach one time. If someone is having a baby, you know, someone has a family emergency, uh, um, the travel schedule of the team, dealing with league office rules, I mean, everything that happens, right? Brandt Tilis is responsible for a portion of what Dan Morgan is responsible for. So he could be an inch wide and a mile deep. So he's saying, hey, how is this roster organized? Where are we making the investments? Where, as Dan and the scouting department has did self scouting on us, where do they think we are the weakest? Where do we think that we need to improve? How do we improve?
I'm
Um,
sorry. I'm sorry.
what's that?
Red, Red giving us a education in army acronyms. He said, "Who, as you
Heard,
soldiers should know, are acronyms for heard, understood, and acknowledged. Now I am awaiting my army education."
I've never heard that before, so that is something
Yeah.
I've never heard before.
Yep.
I've heard what who meant was something entirely different. So my
Yeah.
apologies, Red.
So
I never heard that.
yeah.
Now, who
Me
means
me me.
everything from I'm not doing that to I am gonna do that.
It can mean it, who is such a broad statement. It can go from bad to good, positive to negative. It all
Right.
depends on how you respond with it. Yeah.
It's like
Um.
in African American vernacular. Shit.
Yeah. Yeah. Pretty much. So
Anyway,
Red, maybe you educating 50 years of retired army veteranship here on the panel to
yeah, yeah, yeah.
to the meaning of who, because yeah, I have never heard of the HUA.
Right. No,
Yeah.
I've heard of I've only heard it spelled one way, and that was even on the Army website. So, but
Yep.
okay.
Yeah.
Um,
Red Swarm. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead. I forgot you was
uh,
in the middle of your thought. Go ahead.
um, so, but when Brant is looking at what the scouting department from self scouting the team and understanding how to get better, what the coaching staff say that they want for the ingredients for the roster, and then looking at, do we pay said player to stay on the roster, i.e. JC Horn or whomever, or do we go out in free agency and try to get support for said player when they tried to get what's that guy named that we missed on that went to New England? I think his name Williams. Um,
Oh, you
they
talking
was
about
trying
Milton Williams? Yeah,
Milton
Milton
Williams
Williams. Yeah.
we was trying to get a running mate for Derek Brown. We weren't able to do that, right? But then we got Derek Brown some edge rusher support, so that may help this year. They said, hey, Dan Morgan, and he telestrated this to us. It was he said before free agency started, he said it's no secret that our edge rushing and getting pressure to the quarterback was missing on our roster. That we got to get better there. He said there's no secret to that,
Right.
and that was
Right.
before free agency even started. So by him saying that and Brandt Tilis getting the money together, the checkbook together, saying if we're gonna pay this guy, we're not missing like we missed on Milton Williams. Here's the top end dollar we can give this player. We're not playing around. So Brandt Tilis are making smart. That's why I said it's smart investments. He can be a inch wide and a mile deep to be able to help Dan take some of that pressure off Dan, so Dan can say, this is the top number I can pay you. If I can get you for something lesser, that's a plus for us. But here's the most I can pay this player. And Brant Tillis is the chief negotiator, so he negotiates the contract. Think about it from a GM perspective. If you have someone that you trust, and saying the top end that we're going to be able to play this player is this, I'm going to go in with this negotiated price, but here's the max I can get to without hurting our roster, without us making a stupid decision. That's a really valuable tool to have if you are the general manager of a professional team. So,
Yeah. Yeah. It's like
mhm.
your car can't run without oil, even if it has a tank full of gas. That makes sense. Like
Mhm.
your pistons, when you put those spark plugs in, and everything ain't lubricated because it ain't got enough oil in it or the right oil in it, you're gonna have problems. So that engine will lock up on you. It'll
Mhm.
cause chaos. You be sitting there with a whole full tank of gas but can't go nowhere because now you done threw a rod through your engine. You know,
Correct.
so he's like that. He's like that hidden component of an engine that you don't really know how important it is unless something happens, or if you really need something and you have to make sure that oil is the right oil for your engine, if that makes sense. That analogy may have been all over the place, but yeah,
It's
he's go ahead.
it's the engine kill switch. So instead of you throwing a damn rod,
Yeah, yeah.
that damn computer set the signal to kill the goddamn engine.
Yeah, that's true.
It's probably
Hey,
gonna
you know
save the.
what?
It probably gonna save a bunch of. It probably gonna save a bunch of dang on lives.
I'm not about to do this with Red all day. This is gonna be the last time I put this up here. So he talking to you, Will. He said, "So, Chief, if you are responding to a higher rank that you have heard his order, you understood his order, and you acknowledge his order, does who will now make sense? Just asking."
Mm, No, I normally used to say Wilco or comply. Wilco or acknowledge.
Mm,
That-
mm.
if I'm just having a conversation, I can say. I mean, I'm not walking up
Yeah.
to the general officer and say, "Oh, listen, acknowledge, Wilco, got you, sir." You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
now, now
Yeah.
if I'm down the motor pool, I get the whore in 4 letter words it all day. You know,
Exactly.
but it's
Exactly.
all good. It's all good. I got it.
So
Hey Ray,
I
so do me a
love.
favor. Hey, do me a favor,
Yeah. Go
Ray.
ahead.
When go. I'm telling you, Ray. Go to the Army website and type that in and see. Maybe that is an acronym. I don't know, but that is not how the United States Army, official United States Army, spell whore.
You
Just
know, I think I
yeah.
think I think Red just wanted to be combative this morning. I think he knows that.
Oh,
I,
okay,
I I think
okay,
he knows that.
okay, okay,
But
okay.
shout out Broski Bear. And I see you back there, Broski. I'm about to bring you up in a minute. He said good morning, everyone. And my boy Dino, aka Black Ron, aka Smoke, is in the building. He said, good morning, my good brothers. Salute. Hey, good morning to you, Circle. We appreciate you for being here. Thank you for tapping in. Hit that like button, if you will. I appreciate it. Popping. Thank you for tapping in. He said, Will and all these ingredients. Shaking my head. Hey,
Ah.
yeah. Well, yeah, appreciate you for tapping in. Popping. Who else? I thought it was somebody else that I may have missed. Oh, Dom 34 says smash like and subscribe. Hey, appreciate that, Dom. Thank you for typing in as well. Poppin said, how you spell it? Whore, Hooah. That is
There
the
you
proper
go.
spelling of
Thank
whore.
you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Uh, that that
Thank you,
that is
sir.
heavy for the U.S. Army. Marines said "oorah," and the
Yeah.
Navy and the Coast Guard said "hooyah." That's
Right.
Hooyah. Yeah.
Hmm.
All kind of sound the same, but spelt differently.
And all
Yeah. I
defend
don't.
them fiercely.
Maybe Red was in the Canadian Army.
Yeah,
it
exactly.
could
It
have
could
been
be
a
something.
possibility.
He
It
could have
could
been
have been
probably.
a
He could have,
possibility. The Canadian
or
Army.
a Mountie or
Yeah.
something. Yeah.
Broski Bear, what's happening? What's good with you this morning?
You just call Red a Mountie? Oh boy. Good morning, gentlemen.
Hey, good
Good
morning,
morning, my
broski. Good
friend.
morning.
Yeah, man. Good topics, man. Like this time of year, we all know there's not much actual NFL news to talk about, and you keep coming
Yeah,
out with some good daily topics that
You bringing out
honestly,
the
I
man, are
picks of the
appreciate that,
game?
man.
interesting. And if you pay
I
attention, it's
appreciate
gonna
that.
help. Yeah, no, it's legit, man. Like people pay attention, they're gonna learn a lot more about the workings of their team, man. You know what I mean? Because like you're hitting everything, man, through the front office, coaches. It's pretty good, man. But
Yeah, appreciate it.
so Tillis, the money man, the contract guy, right? Works out contracts
Right.
with players. So I pulled up, I went on Spot Track, and I got in front of
Hmm.
me a whole list of every contract for every player on the Panthers right now.
Okay.
And a couple of them jumped out at me. I was kind of surprised, and what I mean by that is a couple of players are getting paid a lot more than I ever knew or thought they were. And the safety Morig and the defensive lineman Wharton. They each got a bigger contract than Devin Lloyd did, which is kind of surprising to me. Um,
Why
Morig's
why why is that? Why is that surprising to you?
because I know Lloyd was like second team All Pro last year, and
Okay.
to me, he's just like, in my opinion, more. I guess his name is more established. I feel maybe he's just I know Morig's been around and had some good seasons. Linebacker and safety aren't necessarily highly valued positions anymore, but I still like off of name recognition and playmaking. I would say I would have thought Lloyd would have gotten paid the most out of the three. Not that there's necessarily anything wrong with it. I mean, they're very close. Like 3-year, $51 million for Morig, 3-year, 45 for Wharton, 3-year, $42 million for Lloyd. So in the ballpark, I just thought that was for me, that was I didn't realize those guys were making money like that.
Well,
But you also,
just like with Jalen Phillips uh commanding the type of money that he got because he was a premium need at a premium position. The year before, Trayvon Moore was in that same situation. He was a premium need at a
Yeah,
premium position. There were other safeties that were getting new contracts that was making more than Trevon Moorick. So I'm not mad at the fact that he made what he made. That was just what he made at that particular time. They weren't definitely in the same off season, so I can't judge um Trevor Moore what he got based off of what we just gave Devin Lloyd, even though you may feel like Devin Lloyd is a better player. They don't play the same position. You
yeah,
know who was more of need at a premium position, and maybe Trevor Moore demanded more. Maybe Devin Lloyd didn't need to max out or didn't want to max out. We never know. You know what I'm saying? So
right.
yeah,
I don't count players money based off of what somebody else got. They got what they got. It is what it is
sure,
from that standpoint.
And it's also market demand, right? So, I'm sorry, broski. I just wanted to add this point, but it's also market demand. So a player and their representative during the free agency window, even before the legal tampering period, they're already talking to these executives. They kind of know what their market is. They kind of know not only where do I want to go, but where I fit in an organization. And how do I now I get to make some choices. Money versus fit versus where I want to be. Example, Devin Lloyd.
And what the
sure,
salary
I'm sorry.
cap looked like at that time?
Correct.
What did
yeah,
the salary
Correct.
cap look
And,
like? What was
and
available at
correct.
that time?
And so
yeah,
Trayvon, so there was a market. I just want to talk about Devin Lloyd. So I don't know if people remember it was we were there was down to two teams was in the running for Devin Lloyd. The Carolina Panthers and the Dallas Cowboys.
Right.
So apparently Devin Lloyd had to make the decision of what team he wanted to go to. So was it for us for money, what we giving him more money. Was he think that he wanted to play in this defensive scheme versus that defensive scheme? You want to play for this defensive coordinator versus that defensive coordinator? We'll never know what all went into his decision. But to Brandt Tilis's point, to my point about Brandt Tilis, he says, here's what I can afford to pay this player. They know that they wanted a edge rusher was the number one thing that they got. They got that like within the first couple of
Day
hours of
one.
free agency. That was announced the first couple of hours of free agency. And then they said we would like to get that linebacker, right? We want Devin Lloyd. But Devin Lloyd, they offered him the contract they offered, but then he get a 3-year contract. So if he balls out, he get another bite at the apple. And when you look at the way our contracts are arrayed, that means that he will be coming up to be paid the year after Horn needs to be paid. And the 2 years before Derek Brown gets renegotiated. So when you look at it, it's spread out correctly across the defense. I'm not talking about offense and all that stuff. But so anyway, that's the reason why I really think Tilis is a very integral part of us building a sustainable, winning, competitive roster.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying. And for me, it wasn't really as much of a criticism as it was like something like a new revelation. Like I just really didn't realize that until I had the numbers in front of me. But looking at like the contracts, so Tilis really doesn't seem like he's overextended himself or overreached when you look at the guaranteed money tied to these contracts, which is key. You know what I mean? Because really, a lot of times these contracts really just come down to how much the guaranteed money is. I mean, you can get out of the contract. That's what it
always come down to.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what it always comes down to.
So especially with the June 1st, you know what I mean, designation, if you cut someone after, then you can split the, the dead cap between 2 years.
June 1st.
Yeah,
June 1st.
You know what I mean? So I will say, I mean, I think he's like Will was saying, he's kind of stacking or laying out these contracts pretty well. You know what I mean? As far as like timing wise, but yeah, I mean, it's, Moton's supposed to make 28 mil next year. That's one. He'll be 33 and he's due to make 28 million next year. So
yeah, and that probably won't happen.
Yeah, exactly. So that's the type of stuff I like to look at too. But I'm going to close my mouth and let the gentleman who served under the command of General George Washington have his time to speak.
Well, hey,
brother, brother Red Feinbaum from the Canadian Army.
And he said we serve with the Continental Army, bro. That's insane.
Yeah. So what I want y'all to know is when you get an understanding of U.S. Army rally cry or U.S. Army lingo, I want you to understand that you're talking to a soldier who received direct orders from the General George Washington. So that's how long I've been around. That's how long I served. So we are going to be gentlemen and agree that when you are responding in a more professional setting, not a rally cry, hoo-ah, not a rally cry, hoo-ah. You are responding, I heard what you said, I understood it, and I acknowledge it. So now your commander expects you to carry it out. Now, and you are right. Generally speaking, that's the U.S. Air Force as a rally cry, but it doesn't fit at a rally cry because you don't yell it. You yell HOOAH. And that's what we typically do with the Army. But hey, let's have this conversation amongst ourselves, one-day soldiers, and that, everybody.
Well, no, you don't get to walk off that easy. You don't just get to just throw out there. Try to throw stones and then try to hide your hand behind the building. No, we ain't gonna do that. So when we talk about,
I would never do that. I throw grenades also. By the way,
when we talk about the acronym, y'all excuse us for audience. Let some veterans handle some veterans type stuff. When we talk about the acronym HOOA, HOOAH. Do you also know that it's not just a rally cry? Hua can mean anything, whether you're at a rally, if you're talking to a superior officer and they's asking you a question, say, if he's just saying, you ready to move out? And you say, Hua, that's not a rally cry. Formations at 0600, Hua, that means I heard you and I agree. That's not a rally cry. And just
also Hua means, do you understand me?
Because
like for example,
I like pulling red coattail and
let's
I
do it.
know I do know what who no I mean as in a joking manner. I very well know what HUA stand for. Also, HUA is from the origin of HOOAH. So let's be clear on that. So it didn't. HUA wasn't created first. It's always been and always will be HOOAH. Go ahead, Will.
okay, I'm good. So, I just want to make sure that we have it fully acknowledged, that according to the United States Army Manual, it's actually in the manual, y'all.
Yeah.
The word Hua can be used for motivation, confirmation, affirmation, and even sarcasm in the United States Army vernacular. Hua is an enduring term that is used by all soldiers in all ranks. What you put down, the Army does not even know what you're talking about.
Okay.
So back to Brandt Tilis whenever we get a moment.
Well, and I want to get right to it, but Will, I'm so glad that you did what you did and you said what you said, because it's important that sometimes when people hear voices, particularly friendly voices, and people that they respect as their own, maybe in a family sense. Tony, can you share my screen, please? If you would be so kind, sir. I always respect documentation over sheer communication. So you can talk people to death, but for the educated mind, there is benefit to showing people and let them read and understand for themselves.
Are you talking about HUH from the Seminole War?
I'm talking about proving to people that what I said is true and not just talk. That's what I'm talking. I'm talking about one thing and one thing only. Okay. So I out of great respect for you, gentlemen, I told y'all that I got this meaning, the longest standing meaning, from General George Washington. But y'all want to keep on with this and with me.
I agree. I agree
now,
with
hold on. Now, y'all had y'all's chance. Let me have my chance.
Go ahead,
I ask you, Tony, if you would share the screen so I don't have to do so much talking.
Yeah.
But
Will, I appreciate it's right there.
I appreciate you pointing the audience to an overriding manual or reference that kind of guides all of us as former U.S. military personnel, and in specific for the three of us and maybe some listening who were members of the U.S. Army. I appreciate you pointing us to the U.S. Army Manual. So I just did a quick search. United States Army Manual definition of HUA. In the United States terminology, HUA is an acronym that stands for Heard, Understood, and Acknowledged. It is commonly used to indicate that a soldier has received, as I text to you, processed, and confirmed a command. Phonetically, it's spelled out as HUA, Tony. So two things can be correct at the same time. But ain't nobody's son or school nobody here. I want the public to understand it's just a bunch of old veterans.
Red, I will tell you right now.
Hold on, Will. Hold on, Will.
I'm about to wrap up, and then I'm gonna be listening. I want those that are listening to understand and know the three of us very well. No one is going to concede here. So my point is not to influence and persuade and change Will's understanding, nor Tony, maybe even some people who are listening. I just wanted to pull up the U.S. Army manual as was stated, so people can make the determination for themselves.
Well, that's not the U.S. Army manual. That
of course
is
it's not.
Google.
That is real quick, Red. I spent 30 years in the United States Army. 30 years
I
in the
spent 30
United
days.
States. And I
got a DD 214 that says honorable discharge. Now, let's go with it now. Let's go with it.
Hold on,
Okay.
hold on, Red. Let Will's talking.
Go
ahead,
I
Will.
respect that. I respect that, Chief. Go ahead.
I ain't never heard a soldier use that acronym. Period. Never, not once, ever.
Okay.
I mean, I understand that they might have extrapolated that from this vernacular to that word or to that idiom.
Mhm.
Possibly. All I am saying to you is it is not commonly understood, nor does no one write it in an email, nor does no one use it in any conversation, in any motor pool, or any ramp for a jump, or anything, anywhere, at any time. It just doesn't happen. You can go right now to the Raspberry. You can go all the way down anywhere to the Raspberry Beret land or down at Fort Hood, Texas, and no one will know what you're talking about, Red.
All right.
Okay. Anyway,
So we're gonna go ahead and
sorry.
leave. So we're gonna go ahead and leave it there. All right,
Let's
everybody.
leave it.
Everybody has stated their opinion. They are 10 toes down on what they believe. So like I said, Red, I always like jigging at you and
Oh yeah,
approaching.
and y'all know y'all
I
gonna get a good tussle from
hold
me.
on, hold on, and yeah, just so that we are clear, I understood and I knew what HUA meant, but that's not a commonly known phrase in my time in the military. The units that I have served in, the commanders I have served under, it's always been HUA, whether you want to use it as a rally cry or understanding, agreement, or confirmation. In any of those, it's always been a broader um saying, and I never seen anybody spell it HUA. So that's just me saying what I've experienced, not saying that it's not true or that it hasn't ever been used in the military. I'm just saying what I've experienced, and Will is saying what he has experienced. So at the end of the day, like you said, both things can be true at the same time. Everybody stated their position and their opinion and put the facts out there. So it is what it is, and we're gonna move forward from there. All right.
All right.
So the
Sounds
debate
good.
question is Brandt Tilis the hidden key to Dan Morgan's roster building plan? So what say you, Red? What you think about that?
Well, I understand, and I hear so often, guys, I'm always over here minding Panthers business, and I hear so often Panthers fans, like Will says, and he readily admits, fandom, FANDUMB, just like if I had heard it spelled out, I might have an understanding.
Let's not
All
do
right,
that.
Tony. I'm sorry, Greek. I'm gonna go to the Greek thing and just be straight with you. Hey, but listen, I generally, and I know Broski is up here, I generally disagree with you all that he's doing a very good job of roster management. Now,
and why you say that?
Because I think that he has constructed some good salaries, no question. And I'm not somebody that beats teams up for paying a premium for talent, so long as it's premium talent. So, I mean, you can sign any player that's a free agent to a contract if you throw more money at them than anybody else throws at them. So if you have the money, spend the money. I'm not tripping on that. And when you sign a Tershawn Wharton, you signing him based off of the play that he's put on the field, and you hope that it carries over to your team. Now, I'm also smart enough to understand and to know that many times, and hear me out on this, many times players put their best foot forward in a contract year. When they know that they about to hit free agency, whether they remain with their current team or whether they are, working to get in the open market and attract some of those higher free agent dollars. The year that they are entering into a contract, you're going to see typically the best performance statistic-wise that you have seen out of that player. Now, this is where I'm going to say that I'm going to be critical of Brandt Tilis. I think, as it relates to y'all's football team and him and Morgan working together on the roster that y'all have constructed, if I look at the numbers, right, the contracts that you have on your premier players, the salary cap that you sit at right now amongst the league, and your salary cap going into 2027, I would assume that the Carolina Panthers are a win now, all in organization. That the money and the contracts would exemplify a team that feels they have a Super Bowl roster and that they are up for the ultimate contention. Now, I know that's a fiery statement from me. And the reason that I say it is,
hold on, Will.
I thought I was muted. Sorry, I ain't mean to break in.
Oh, it's okay.
I was just shocked by your comment. My bad, man. My bad. Sorry, I'm going on mute.
Yeah. So, and I'll move quickly through this last part. The reason that I say that is that your team has currently a negative cap space going into 2027. Now, we know the salary cap can be manipulated. You can do restructures on some of your pending caps, and teams can go from a negative $3 million, where you guys sit now, to $40, $50 million overnight. So the notion that you're stuck with this negative amount and you won't do any business in the offseason next year, even signing a rookie class, I'm not implying that at all. I know that moves will be made on your roster. But if you believe so in this roster, that you have maxed out your credit card, in essence, as the money manager and the GM, you don't have any money on your card. Whether you like what I'm saying or not, that is a fact. So you got to move some things around. You got to take money from other places in your household finances and put on this credit card if you're going to go out and shop next year. The problem with that is, if these players that you currently have are top tier and premier players, you don't want to lose any of them. You really don't. But the negative $3 million indicates to me that you ain't worried about having to compete with other teams for whichever premier players hit the open market next year. You got everything in-house. That's why I said this is a win now roster. Super Bowl, not just win the NFC South. Because if you're just concerned with winning the NFC South and being competitive in the NFC, then you might say, well, we're a year away. We know we're going to need a safety next year or a center next year or a different running back, or I won't say the Q, because I know that people get.
Come on, Red, land the damn plane now.
Okay, but if you got to go out and buy one of them, you really need some money, and y'all don't have any money. All right, the plane has landed. You may disembark at any time.
Go ahead, Will.
Ray, I know what you're doing here, right? You're providing unrealistic expectations so that you can then turn around and say, see, those investments weren't worth it. I get that. I've seen that before. Here's what I will tell you. We needed an edge rusher. We did not pay top dollar because top dollar for an edge rusher is $50 million. We paid $30 million. Okay. So we didn't pay top number for the edge rusher. We didn't pay top number for the the inside linebacker. We did not pay top dollar for the left tackle. So what do you mean that we're in a win now mode? We invested in getting cheaper at the offensive line. That's why we used our first round pick to get another tackle, because I don't think that we're going to pay Moton that kind of money in 2027. JC Horn is a cornerstone player. Derek Brown is a cornerstone player. So of course they're going to get paid. Trayvon Moorick playing that nickel in that joker position, which is integral to a 4-2-5 defensive front, 4-2-5 defensive scheme. He was going to get paid that kind of money. We're completely youthful at the wide receiver position. The only person that got a contract was Coker because he was supposed to get to the bag earlier because he was an undrafted free agent. I don't understand where you were saying, oh, you're in a win. I think that Brandt Tilis has made smart investments when necessary in order to build out next steps for us as a team. Now, I think that we should make a significant jump this year, given that the amount of talent that we paid to bring in. But we did not swing for the fence and pay $100 million for a torn Achilles tendon quarterback to think that we had a roster built to win. We didn't do that. See, those are the expectations that Falcon fans had when y'all paid $100 million for that. We didn't do that.
See, Tony, you stopped me from talking about quarterbacks.
Yeah. No, I'm just saying, I'm using the analogy of when you say that we built, we are in a win now mode because of what we invested. We didn't pay top dollar for any of those positions. We paid the market value for those positions. When the Falcons made
go ahead, Will.
When the Falcons made their investment, that's what they did because they thought that that's what it was. And there are other teams that do the same thing. I'm just pointing out the Falcons because you're a fan of that team. So I just wanted to point that out. That's the only reason.
Go ahead.
I'm good.
Go ahead, Broski. What you got?
Yeah, and I think we all know that the salary cap, I mean, I like to say it's a myth. Maybe a better term is it's a game, a lot of moving pieces. Right. I mean, if you look at the projections for next offseason, I'm using Spot Track, right? It says the Panthers negative 7.2 million, Eagles negative 13 million, San Fran negative 19 million, Kansas City negative 21 million. And those are considered some of the best money management teams in the entire NFL, I feel, so right. you restructure contracts, right? You're going to have probably one, maybe two big contracts that maybe you cut players.
Would you read those teams off to me again? I was trying to jot them down real quick.
Yeah. So the Philadelphia Eagles, negative 13 million. San Francisco 49ers, negative 19 million. Kansas City Chiefs, negative 21 million. This is their projection for cap space for next offseason as of right now.
Okay.
And I'm on Spot Track. But yeah, I mean, it's a game, right? And this is why Tilis gets paid. This is why these guys get paid, man. They're pros at moving things around, renegotiating contracts, right? So a lot of times what you're going to do is you're going to say, hey, top contracts on the team, Jalen Phillips, JC Horn, Derek Brown, Moton will probably be gone. So that's going to get you back to even right there just by cutting him. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Hey, maybe Robert Hunt or Damian Lewis. Maybe if one of those guys get cut, maybe they're like, hey, we don't need to pay two guards like that. Whatever the case may be. I'm just throwing out some of the bigger contracts, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's the game they play. So I don't get worked up. I mean, over cap situations for the next year. I think it's actually wise to spend close to all your cap money every season. Otherwise, I will just call you the Detroit Lions, where you're sitting on $45 million a year that you don't spend, and somehow the fans go along with it instead of making that move to put you over the top when you have a window. But I digress. I'm not going to turn it into a Lions show. But you see my point, I think, right?
No, I see your point. I think we all understood your point. I remember a few years ago, I don't know what the New Orleans Saints cap situation is going into 2027, but I remember vividly there was 3 or 4 years in a row where going into the next season, they were on average about $20 million to $30 million in the red. And people always wondered how they were able to sign this player, sign that player, re-sign this player, extend this player. The salary cap is like it's like a ghost. No, let me say that again. It's like a ghost of the Hulk with no muscles, if that makes sense.
It's an
You know what I'm
aberration.
saying? Yes. The salary cap can be manipulated in hundreds of ways to where it comes on that deadline day, you're in the black instead of the red. They always have moves that can be made that will take them from the black to the red. That's why nobody really worries about the salary cap where they currently stands, whether we're 3 million or somebody's 19 or 22 million. All that will be worked out in time. Those teams, including us, have not made all the moves necessary to be back in the black. I remember Brandt Tilis stating that we're not going to just restructure everybody just because we can restructure those people. We're going to do what we need to do to allocate the money that we need to sign who we need to sign. So I remember vividly him saying that. So seeing that we're $3.3 million in the hole, I'm not worried at all. And I see no evidence whatsoever that Brandt Tilis is not doing a good job. Everybody sign players where there's a player or two that you may have missed on, that the production that you was hoping to get, you didn't get from said player. Turk Wharton is a prime example of that. But let's look and think about all the signings that Brandt Tilis has been involved with since he's been at the Panthers. And let's not try to ostracize him based off that one. I think that's disingenuous to the work that he has done since being in Carolina. And yeah, Red, I understand your angle. I see where you're going, but yeah, that math ain't mathing when it comes to Brandt Tilis and what he has done for the Panthers, because I don't know how long you've been following Panthers content creators or if you follow the Panthers heavily, like that. But let's remember what our salary cap situation was before he got here. You know what I'm saying? So he has done miracles elsewhere, 14 years in Kansas City, and I think so far he has proven that he can do a good job here as well. So
yeah,
So Tony, well, hold on, bro. Tony, real quickly, let me say this. I think
be quick.
I will. I think the premise that I laid down initially, you guys responded to quite well. I think that I set the stage very well by even mentioning Turk Wharton sort of as an outlier in the work that he's done with the contracts that he's given out to players. I did not mention what this year people are saying, because I think it's a mixed bag with Devin Lloyd and Jalen Phillips. But Will listening, I would just ask Will if he would agree with me that he gave me in particular on a number of podcasts the year before or the year that we signed Kirk Cousins. He gave me hell about the mismanagement of the salary cap, and I can remember almost hearing his words now. They're fucked. They don't have any money on the salary cap next year. So I just repeat that to Will. It's interesting how things go, but your money guy has put you, whether you agree with me or you disagree, when you go on Spot Rack or you go on Over the Cap and you see that red, he has put you in that position. Now, with the Falcons, even with the signing of Kirk Cousins, it was never in red. I agree, as I stated initially, the salary cap can and oftentimes is manipulated. But I'm going to go back to this. I wrote these names down. Eagles, 49ers, Chiefs, as Broski said, Ravens, Texans, Bills, Jags, and Cowboys. Now, we know what the albatross around the Cowboys' neck is. Dak Prescott's salary. But let me ask you this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'll call them again. Eagles, 49ers, Chiefs, Ravens, Texans, Bills, Jags. Now, most people look at those teams and consider those teams as Super Bowl contending teams. Maybe not all of them, but a couple of them have been in and won Super Bowls in the last 5 to 10 years. The Ravens, Texans, Bills, I think most people would consider them heavy contenders for Super Bowl runs. The only other team that's in this list is the Carolina Panthers. And maybe y'all are wearing the stench of the NFC South. But you can say that it's just Red Swarm poking, kind of as Will said, and he can disagree with me and say that he doesn't see where I get this from. But the Carolina Panthers is the only team outside of these teams that I have listed that's in a negative salary cap going into next year. Again, I said that you have organized a roster based on the money that was spent. That was my initial premise, that believes it is a Super Bowl contender. I'm done.
Well, nobody believes that, and nobody has said that but you, Red. Nobody. Nobody on any Panther podcast, because I be on there as well as you do. Nobody said, and I'm pretty sure, I'm willing to bet that you have not heard anybody say that we are a Super Bowl contender team.
I have, Tony. I'm sorry. I just wanted to say that real quick. I have heard it.
We are super. Okay.
And Will has heard it too. So,
well, no, I haven't. So I haven't.
You've never heard PPP. You've never heard PPP say that y'all going to the Super Bowl.
So we know how PPP gets down. Let's
my
not
point
take
is
that
I have heard it, and so have you.
Words and stones.
That's my only point.
So
Okay.
PPP said last year we were going to the Super Bowl. PPP said the year before that we were going to the Super Bowl.
Why is it this year? So if I repeat what I heard,
hold on.
I guess what I'm trying to say is, PPP wearing his fandom out there. So PPP is wearing his fandom on his sleeve. I wear my fandom on my sleeve too. However, serious analysis that you're talking about this, serious analysis, not just fandom, but serious analysis. No one has said that the Panthers are all in on the Super Bowl because they're negative $3 million in the 2027 salary cap. No one has said that. No one. And the people who are saying that are only saying that because they have an ulterior motive to why they're saying it.
Hold that thought 1 second, Will. Hey, broski, if you don't mind, let me drop you off and bring T Cole up, and I could bring you right back up.
Yeah, man. No, it's not a problem, man. I'm gonna get going and start my day. One thing I just wanted to say real quick is I think it's also important to keep in mind that when you're signing these players to these contracts, that you're not signing like that 30-year-old or that 29-year-old who's turning 30 this season and giving him like a 4-year deal for a lot of money. I think as a general rule of thumb, it's a good idea to avoid doing that. It is a little position specific. There are certain positions that you can get away with it more than others. But my point being, Tilis has avoided doing that, and I think that's a good thing. So I'm going to drop. You guys have a great day.
All right, man. You have a
bro.
good
Be
day
good,
as
brother.
well. Thank you for tapping in, my guy. I appreciate it. Hold on, let me bring T Cole up. T Cole, what's happening?
Yo, what's happening, fellas? What's going on?
That's
Ain't
good,
nothing,
man.
man.
Good
I
morning.
can't
Good
call
morning,
it.
brother.
Good morning. Good morning.
Let me go ahead and let Will. Was you finished?
Yes, I was finished.
Okay. So go ahead, Tico. I know you've been listening in. I saw you had a few comments in the chat. Go ahead, man. What you got for me?
Uh, I just wanted to kind of piggyback on what Broski was saying. He kind of broke it down to how, how the cap look for certain teams at this point of the year.
Right.
How the cap goes up about 17 to 20 million every year.
Mhm.
And if you actually look at our roster and how Tilis has set everything up, one thing Broski hit on is that we don't sign 28, 29 old players. It's around 24 to 27, and we signed them for like 3 void year or 4 years with a void year. So that's what I was kind of saying in the chat. Like, by the time it's time to come back around, it's guys that we can restructure. It's guys we can move off of. Like, next year, whatever it happens, Turk won't be here next year. We gonna move off of him.
Yeah, I don't think so neither.
You see what I'm saying? We can't get rid of him this year, but shit, he ain't even gonna be on the field until maybe like week 9. I think they said a possibility of him coming back around the middle of the season or whatever.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
You got Big 50. He either gonna have to take a pay cut. I don't see him being here too much longer.
Maybe negotiate.
Yeah, his body breaking down, bro. His body breaking down. So that's something that we can keep our eye on. I haven't really pulled up spot track in a while, but I know we was looking at it about a month ago, Tony, if you remember, and they were talking about how by the time Tet come up, Coca's contract gonna be up, and by the time you know what I'm saying, how you can see like how he broke it down to where Tillis, it ain't just when he's shooting in the dark and he figure, you know what I'm saying, he like putting himself in a corner. Because the thing I will say, Red, is the guys that's behind them from those people that we moving off of, our draft picks or the guys that we got behind them gonna have to hit. That's the problem. They ain't gonna hold on to nobody that's gonna hurt the cap that they feel like they can move off of, i.e. Ashawn Robinson, Clowney. Like, they don't mind moving off people if they have if they have high expectations or they feel like they got a guy that can come in and give them good production that they can kind of, hide, so to speak, until they can, hit the ground running or whatever. So that's going to be the main thing. The main thing is the talent that the draft picks got to hit when those old vets got them move out. Who coming in behind them and how are they going to play? And my main issue, just to be honest with y'all, is the guard position. Who the backup guards? That's the
Right.
I don't know. Both of them always kind of banged up. Damon Lillard's gonna miss a few practices, might a game or two every year.
Right.
So my main issue is the backup guards. I know we got the boy 74. I forgot his name, but he played pretty good last year. But yeah, we definitely need a guard.
Yeah.
And
I
then
agree with you
also,
on
like
that.
I agree with Chico. Like, for example, we want to come up off Moten in that contract, but that means that Icky got to be ready and the rookie got to be ready in order for us to come off a Moten contract. So developing the talent to be ready to step in is going to be key. And developing the talent is part of the coaching staff's job. So
Yeah.
yeah.
All right. So I'm gonna transition into topic 2. Understanding Tiller's job is only the starting point. The next question is whether Carolina current spending strategy can last. The Panthers have used outside free agents to raise the roster's level. Now the organization must prove that those moves are creating a bridge toward long-term stability rather than permanent dependence on the open market. All right, so let me drop that banner real quick. So, is it building, contending, and sustaining? That is how Brandt Tilis has described it. All right. So the facts are Tilis divides team building into 3 stages: building, contending, and sustaining. He placed Carolina somewhere between the first 2 stages. He also explained that organizations moving toward long-term stability should rely less heavily on outside free agency and more on drafting, developing, and retaining their own players. Many of Carolina's outside additions received shorter contracts, preserving flexibility while the organization continued evaluating the roster. Carolina has already extended foundational defenders Derrick Brown and J.C. Horn. The Panthers also signed Jalen Coker through 2029, marking an important long-term commitment to a player developed with Morgan's program. So the context is free agency can repair immediate weaknesses. It cannot remain the primary method of constructing the roster every season. The Panthers need veteran additions to help them compete now, but they also need affordable young players to develop into starters. Who that dropped off? Will dropped off? And CJ up there. And say, so are those, as those young players emerge, Tillis must determine who should be extended, who can be replaced, which positions deserve premium money, and how much flexibility must remain for future needs. So the central question is no longer whether Carolina is willing to spend. The question is whether the spending is leading toward a roster the Panthers can maintain. So the question to you fellas, are the Panthers using free agency as a smart bridge towards contention, or are they becoming too dependent on outside spending? And before we get started, let me welcome my little big cousin to the stage, CJ. What's good with you, dog?
What up, LTT? How you doing, bud?
What's good? Hey, Red. Let me drop you off so I can get Will back up here, if you don't mind. I'll say I'm okay. So I'm just gonna remove Red and bring Will back up to the stage. Or maybe Red stepped off. But yeah, go ahead, CJ. What's good though?
No, it's all good. Everything. I kind of came in when y'all was talking about the end of the last topic, but I ain't gonna be on long. I just wanted to say that, and I don't know if anybody said this yet. Y'all gotta remember the mess that we were in with Fitterer and and Matt Rule and all them. Okay, and the thing is, Dan Morgan and Brandt Tilis said from the jump, this is not going to be a 1 or 2 year process. They said it's
Right.
going to take some time to get this back to where we need to be. So like you said, we kind of in that in between of was it sustaining what the thing you said, Tony? We were in the
Building and
building.
contending.
Yeah,
Yeah,
building,
yeah.
contending, and sustaining. Yeah.
Yeah, because we kind of in between the building and sustaining part right now. But I think we're working, towards contending, because in the next question you was asked about why they relying on free agents too much. I think we're actually getting into a little bit of a balance to where, okay, cool, you're bringing in free agents at positions of need that can impact the roster immediately. Just
Facts.
like
Facts.
the just like the offensive line a couple years ago. And I know what T Cole was saying about the guards, but now we'll see about Robert Hunt. Besides last year, I think they've been a damn good investment. And then you go out on the
Yeah.
defensive side of the ball, and we got to see what return we're going to get on this. But you got to think about a lot of these contracts too. If they get their timing right, like most NFL teams do, like Taylor Moton. Okay, this is really the last year we gotta, and I don't want to say it like this to sound like I don't like Taylor Moton, because I really do. I think he's, a cornerstone of the franchise.
Nah, that's
But
the
if
business,
the
TJ.
Panthers
You
need
know
to,
that.
Yeah.
yeah, if the Panthers need to come up off of Taylor Moton next year, they can do that and save $14 million in cap space. You know what I mean? So
Right.
I think we're getting to the point now where we're hitting that that kind of balance where it's like, okay, cool. In a couple years, this guy's gonna come off the books. We're gonna draft for this position. Next year, another guy's gonna come off the books. We're gonna draft for that position. I don't think we've been in that type of a situation where we've had like any kind of balance in that cycle.
Yeah, that's
Some of our drafts,
synchronization.
some of our drafts in years before, like me and Tony, when we first started Two Fans in the Stands, and we was watching draft stuff, we scratching our heads like, what in God's name are they doing? Like
Yeah.
all these positions of need, and we're sitting there watching them come off the board, pick by pick by pick by pick, and then we go out and trade 2 spots to draft DJ Johnson. Like, come on, man.
Yeah.
Tony,
Hey,
I ain't gonna let that go, dog.
Yeah, I know. Hold that thought. I'm gonna go T Code, then I'm gonna go Will. But shout out to Vietnam, man. Hey, appreciate you for tapping in. Good morning to you as well. Hey, if you guys are enjoying the conversation, the debate, the back and forth, and it's giving you good energy and good vibes this morning. Hey, scan that QR code at the top right. Support the show. I appreciate it. My small goal for today is $25. I would greatly appreciate if you guys help me reach that goal for today. The PayPal link is also pinned in the comments down below, I believe. So you can hit that and donate to the show as well. Or you can send a super chat. That's welcome as well. But show support for the show. I greatly appreciate that. All right. But will you finish, CJ?
Oh, Tony, I was gonna say, can I ask for something too? Can I ask for a pack of Spree and some Tahitian tree? Thank you.
What's it? Go ahead, T. I mean, go ahead.
I'm sorry.
Oh shit, you made me forget who I said was next. Go ahead, Tico. Go ahead,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
Then I get Will.
Yeah, I think our last topic kind of segued into this one, especially my perspective from it. CJ kind of hit on it a little bit about how the mess that they walked into with all the dead cap and practice squad players that we signed coming off the couch. You know what I'm saying? We bringing in week after week trying to get them accustomed to the game plan, and they come off the couch one week and then they on the field the next week, and the lack of talent, stuff like that. So we didn't really have the draft capital as well. So it kind of was like, a double whammy. Like the snowball just kept snowballing, so to speak. So they had to figure out a way to get rid of all this dead cap, get talent, and with less resources. So
Right.
I feel like they did an awesome job from where we came from. Right now, like Tony said, when they go out in free agency, they're doing calculated moves. They're getting players for position of need, like he said, and to make sure that we can compete while we're building the young talent. You see what I'm saying? So it's a different when you got a ready-made roster, and you can just go in and hand select maybe 1 or 2 guys that's gonna, excuse me, that's gonna move the needle. So
Right.
we came in, it was pretty much Derek Brown and JC and Taylor. That was the only people we had pretty much that you could say give any kind of credit to, that you knew that they was gonna do what they was gonna do. Pretty much that was it, bro. Like I might be missing a few here or there, but to my knowledge, Derek Brown, Taylor Moore, JC Horn was the only people that we could even measure up to, like to another team that's getting off the bus type shit. Like if we want to go talent for talent. You know what I'm saying? So we was out there playing with a bunch of, just Jags. pretty much. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I feel like what Tony was just CJ was just talking about the synchronization of how they got the machine is well oiled and is moving, and you know what I'm saying, all the parts are moving together, and I think that, like you said, we ain't never really been in that situation to where by the time we move off somebody, we got somebody ready, and we drafting tackles, and we drafting positions 2 years ahead of the time that we feel like we gonna need it. And I feel like that's something that teams, that some fans and people don't really understand, is how Tillis, they know Tillis is the man, but they don't really give him his credit when they talk about the salary cap and how, Bryce got a contract coming up, Turk Wharton making this, and man, listen, he know that already. He fired, he about 10 yards, he 10 yards ahead, he 10 years ahead of us.
Exactly.
He 10 years ahead of us, bro.
Yeah. Hey, real quick before you go, Will, let me shout out Anthony Brown, because you did say what's up earlier. Hey, what's up, Anthony Brown 1841? Appreciate you for tapping in. Hit that like button, subscribe to both channels if you haven't already. Armchair GM CJ, his channel, and Unbiased Opinion Sports Talk, which is my channel. And also wanted to give a shout out Antonio McClenaghan, been down with me and CJ since day one. He said, "What's up, Tony, CJ, Will, and Red Swarm?" And he also said to like, subscribe, comment, and share the stream. So I appreciate you, Antonio. Good looking out. Thank you for tuning in as well. Trying to remember if there was anybody else. I don't remember if I shouted out Villain Trucker, but yeah, appreciate you for tapping in this morning as well, my guy. All right. So Will, go ahead.
Yeah. So
E-Rock.
yeah. So the synchronization of what Brandt Tilis has been doing, and I think CJ pointed out. I mean, the car was in a ditch and not running. You know what I mean? He had
Right.
to freaking pull it out the ditch, assess what was wrong, fix some parts, get it on the road, get it to a maintenance shop. There was so many things that had to be done with our roster. And a lot of people, look at the 20, like from 2023, 2024, 2025 season. We did a
Yeah.
lot of work. We did a lot of work. And for example, in 2024, when Dan Morgan took over, he said, there's going to be a fundamental shift and it's going to take several years. He wasn't, he didn't give us any, he didn't sugarcoat it for us, but you can see, the effort that has been put in to build a sustainable, winnable roster. I am sure that there were players in free agency that they really wanted, that they knew that they could afford, but would have damaged a lot of things. For example, we had to let Brian Burns go at a discount to get the resources necessary to get the guards that we needed to protect the quarterback. So they had to
Right.
make a trade-off there. So there's so many things that I'm sure that they wish they could do that they couldn't do because of the plan that they had in place to build the roster. Um, I think that the investment has been smart. The synchronization has been in place. And to T. Cole's point, they have to develop the talent in order to get younger at key position groups on the field. So I'm excited about everything that Brandt Tilis has enabled Dan Morgan to accomplish.
Okay. Let me ask you guys this question. And
Hey,
go ahead, CJ.
now I was gonna say, now Brian Burns was still on that was still on Fitterer's watch, wasn't it? when we traded Brian Burns.
Yeah, all that. Well, no, when he got traded was Dan Morgan's
Dan Morgan had to trade
first
him at a premium.
offseason thing, but all that
Gotcha.
stuff that was messed up beforehand, pretty much Dan Morgan was cleaning up what Scott Fitterer
Okay.
messed. So
Gotcha.
basically, yeah, he put Dan Morgan in a position where he didn't have as much leverage and didn't have many options.
Hey, and I will
no
say
draft
this
capital.
too. When Dan Morgan and them took over, you know, because a lot of people will always be like, well, hey, you know, it's been offense. Well, you know, I think they were put in a position, not put in a position, but I think they sat down and they had to pick a side. You know, and I hate to say this like this, they had to pick offense, you know, they had to pick defense, they had to pick something, you know, to start with, to start working on, you know, and they picked offense. What's good, Fed now? You know, they picked the offensive side of the ball to start working on. And I heard somebody say this the other day, and I thought about it, and they were like, you know, Ejiro Evero, one thing he's very good at is working with the talent level that he is given with, you know, he is given. And I I thought about that for a little bit, and I was like, you know what? I said I do got to give Evero a little bit of credit for that, for working with what he's had, you know, since he's been with the Panthers. And I think that's the reason why he's still here, because they value that. You know what I mean? Now we can sit here and have all our corners and stuff about Evero, and I know I do with the whole parking lot defense stuff, you know. But like I said, they I think they had to pick a side of the ball, you know, and now they're turning the corner, and now they're trying to, you know, fill the holes on the defense and whatnot. So getting back to that level of balance that we haven't had in a long time. So
Okay. Hey, let me ask you guys this question, and Will, you can start this one off. Which young Panther must which young Panther must develop into long-term starter for this strategy to work? So I meant to say Panthers, not Panthers.
So one Panther or multiple Panthers?
Multiple.
Brooks,
Which young
Okay.
Panthers must develop
Okay.
into long-term starters for this strategy to work?
Okay.
Brooks,
So
Freeland.
I'm
So
Freeland is number
it's on
one.
Will, CJ. It's on
Oh,
Will.
my bad.
So it's Freeland, Scorton
Yeah.
are two
Right.
big ones.
Right.
I know that everybody will go Will Lee first. I believe Will Lee, but that cornerback that we drafted um is a primary target.
Will Lee is the cornerback. You talking about
Oh yeah,
Zaki Wheatley is the
Zaki
safety.
Wheatley. Zaki Wheatley has to develop, right? Um and I just think that this draft was a developmental draft piece, but Freely and Scorton are the two big ones. Think about if we're able to get, and I'm just being wishful here, Scorton gets a double digit sack this season coming up, and you're getting that
Right.
at a second round financial price. That's a hell of an investment. You are getting return on your investments unbelievable, right? Monroe Freely has to develop so that it frees up money that we may not have the Moten contract to contend with. Maybe Moten comes a
Mm-hmm.
serviceable backup. Maybe Moten retires. I don't know. So those are the key Panthers that I'm thinking must develop in. And the reason why I'm saying that Zaki needs to develop on the back end is because I believe that we can upgrade past Nick Scott. We can. If he hits, that would be an upgrade on the back end there.
Okay. All right. Tico, what you got? Who you think must develop into long-term starters?
I'm gonna go with I'm gonna go with Brooks. Brazel. And I think I'll take Zaki too.
Okay. So I mean, those are some interesting choices because right now, those three guys aren't projected starters. So, yeah,
Right.
yeah,
That's
Brazel's
what I'm
not a
saying.
projected starter. Zaki, yeah, but I guess you
Was that? Did I answer the question
would.
wrong?
Well, the question was which young Panthers must develop into long-term starters for this
Right.
strategy to work.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that, yeah.
Okay. All right. Cool. So let me just it's good though. Ben Flipping Fast said it is good though because the offense has to be ready with the plethora of talent it has. Cool Kev said, "Good morning, fellas. Keep talking that good shit, Will." Hey, shout out to you, Cool Kev. Appreciate you for tapping in, and you too, Ben Flipping Facts. Appreciate you for tapping in as well. If I didn't say that earlier, and she said, "My bad. Retract my statement. You said long term starters." All right, SC. Hey, if you're liking the content again, scan the QR code in the top right. Support the show. I'm trying to reach my goal of $25 for the day. That's it. It's just $25 dollars. You can also hit the PayPal link that's linked that is pinned in the YouTube chat as well. So yeah, if you're loving the vibes, the conversation, the debate, the energy that we're bringing to you guys this early Tuesday morning, show love to the channel. I would greatly appreciate that. All right. So I have a video that I wanted to that I'm going to play. So I'm transitioning to topic 3 because this is a video that me and T Code had been talking about for a while. But the no future financial decision would be more important than the decision at quarterback. The Panthers exercised Bryce Young 5th-year option, so this is not an emergency. But the contract window is open, and how Morgan and Tilis handle it could shape every other position on the roster. So before we continue, this is where I want to play the Brandt Tilis one-on-one interview with Anish Shroff. All right. Can you guys hear it?
No,
No.
sir.
In the audio. Shit. Don't tell me I did all that. And there's no audio.
So is that a
Yeah.
recording or a YouTube clip?
Yeah, it's a YouTube clip that I
I
clipped.
think it's muted. Hover over the clip and look at the volume button down there.
Yeah, it's not. It don't have a line through it. It don't have a line through it. Hold
Has it
on.
got an X beside it?
No, it don't got an X beside it.
Okay.
See, right now it got a line through it. I don't know if you can see when I did it right there. Cause I want to play this video. Hold on. Give me 1 second, fellas. Let me pull this video. Let me pull this video up.
Take your time, Pastor.
Yeah, I do like this video too, because I can't wait to talk about this.
Oh, you know about it a little bit, Will.
Yeah, you and I had talked about it offline when I was driving down to South Carolina.
Yeah. Hold on. Let me see. Who dropped off? Oh, CJ. Add him back to the
Mm.
stage real quick.
Okay.
What's up, CJ?
My bad. I keep hitting the back button on my phone. Sorry.
Oh man, I hate this thing is taking forever. I apologize, man. I thought I had this thing queued up a few days ago. Where is it at? There it is. Let's see. Yep, I clipped it without any volume. That's my fault. That is my fault. Hey, CJ, can you pull it up real quick?
I'm on my phone, though.
Oh, you on your phone? All right. Let me just pull it up again.
Well, Tone, why you do that? I can't pull it
Nah.
up on the screen, but I see it in the chat here. I just wanted to say, shout out to Cool Kev.
Oh yeah. My bad. Let me see. Yeah, shout out Cool Care, man, for that $20 super chat. Said showing love this morning. Somebody matched me. Hey, I ain't said Cool Kev said it. So yeah, if you will, if your heart leads you in the right direction, match the man. You heard what he said. You definitely heard what he said. Hey, appreciate that $20 super chat, Cool Kev. You always looking out. And thank you for tapping in this morning. Okay. I think I have it right here. So let me remove this and share my screen. Is it this one? No. Let's go to Windows. Yeah, it's gonna be this one right here. Yeah. It's not what I wanted, but it'll play. So let's just check it out. Can y'all hear it now?
No.
Man. Y'all gotta be kidding me. Yeah. I apologize. I apologize because this is not what I was expecting. But yeah. Yeah. Whatever I did something wrong. It ain't working. So I don't want to waste too much of anybody's time trying to get that video. But basically he was talking about in the interview with Anish Shroff they did at the combine. He didn't say guarantee that they are going to extend Bryce beyond his 5th-year option. He said that the window that they had to pretty much like think about or whatever had already closed, and I took from that they have already made a decision with Bryce being in their plans for the future beyond the 2027-2028 season, but they don't know exactly when they're going to do it or how much it's going to cost them. He did say in that interview as well that they have not been in contact with Bryce's camp as far as talking about a contract extension. He said none of that has happened right now. But he also mentioned talking about basically what a lot of us, some people have said that they still want to see more from Bryce. And I'm paraphrasing about the from the interview, but basically wanting to see more with Bryce, from Bryce to make that final decision. Okay, so yeah, that was basically it was like a 2.5 minute clip where he was talking specifically about Bryce in that situation. So yeah. What you guys think? I can't even really ask you what you think because you ain't hear the damn interview. And I'm kind of upset about that right now. So yeah.
Well, like Will said, you already know that me and you done discussed it, CJ, and Will said y'all discussed it, so we pretty much know, the gist of what he was saying. And
Yeah.
from our conversation, we were kind of putting it in the context of reading in between the lines of like Tilis is no nonsense, no emotions. Everything is numbers to him, numbers in production, and how Dan's sentiment is a little bit more on the, he's like on the glass half full side of Bryce Young, and you can see that in the way he interviews. But as far as Tilis is almost like his conscience on his shoulder, like, yeah, but has he really done that much? You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's Tilis when he talking to Dan, like, yeah, I like this little nigga, man. Hey, I think he got it. And Tilis over there like,
Right.
Yeah, but at what price?
right.
Hey, hold that thought. Hey, shout out to SC Panther Boy. He said both Curtis Jr. and Low Tone are officially fired. And he said already match +5. Kinda cool, K. Talking about cool Kev. Say I appreciate that $25 PayPal gift from you, SC. You always looking out for the team. So I greatly appreciate that. And yeah, he said he matched you Cool Kev +5. So he done raised the stakes, Cool Kev. So yeah, again, SE, appreciate it, man. Appreciate that
Hey, Tom.
$25 PayPal. Yeah.
Hey, I found the clip. I got back to my computer.
Oh, you found it?
Yeah.
Can you share it? You want to share it? I think the not the whole thing started at the 9 minute and 8 second. I mean the 6 minute and 18-second mark.
All right,
And it goes to 9 minutes and 10 seconds.
All right. Y'all see it as a fast forward?
Yeah, we see it on the screen, but we don't hear it.
Hold on. My bad. I had the wrong thing up there.
Okay.
It was yours that was up there. All right, hold on. All right, can y'all hear it now?
You have a certain expertise with the salary cap.
Yeah. We hear
Bryce Young still on his rookie contract. Is there anything that is highlighted
CJ
to you about
rescue.
managing the cap while the quarterback is still on that rookie deal?
Not really. There are certain benefits to it, right? Where like Bryce or any rookie quarterback for that matter has their contract and they're under contract for 4, maybe 5 years, and so that's a known thing, and so we're able to fit a lot of good players in around that contract. But at the same time, like a big part of my job, and I'm lucky to work with great people like Justin Davidoff, and we spend so much time on what does the future look like, right? So we're in 2026 now. what does 2027 look like? What does 2028 look like? And so, like, our window for Bryce's contract and our minds ended 2 years ago, because, like, while we were playing a season in 2025, Justin and I are constantly talking about what does 26 and 27 look like.
So you're on 28 and 29 now.
We'll get there. Yeah. Yeah.
In regards to Bryce, right, you guys said you're going to pick up your 5th-year extension. How does that work in terms of deciding, okay, 5th-year extension versus an extension now, a 5th-year option versus an extension now or versus an extension down the road?
Yeah, we haven't had those conversations with Bryce and his agent yet, so there's a lot of evaluation that goes into whether or not to extend any player's contract.
Fair.
And so, we got to look at performance, at what the likely cost is going to be, how that fits into our plan, and then what the length of the contract is going to be. All of these things really come into play, and it's just making sure that all the pieces fit. And, like, we also have to be looking at, okay, what are our alternatives? So forget Bryce for a second. Not that we want to, but, like, just any player that we talk about an extension with, is it possible to replace that player in free agency this year or in the draft, or does that person already exist in our roster? And so, like, those are the questions that we ask ourselves constantly about every player.
Yeah, it goes back to, again, thinking further down the road than just in the moment. Part of that, too, and you mentioned this in another podcast that you did, you've got to be the guy at the end to sit and evaluate when you look back at a season. And the Panthers go to the playoffs, they host a wild card game, everybody got into it. You have to almost divorce that emotion and say, okay, what was real and where did chance take place? Let's start with real. When you kind of look back at this past season, what was real and tangible that you can build on?
Well, the realest thing and the whole of everything you just said was that atmosphere at our playoff game. So you want to talk about vibes? Like, that was
it's a vibe.
That was special. And so, like, that's something that we need to hold on to and make a point of pride for us and something to work back towards. But as far as the on the field stuff goes, one piece that we talk about a lot and that you hear Coach Canal say a lot about is staying balanced. So the more we can keep ourselves in low leverage situations, in second and medium, third and short, the more stable we are going to be as a team. If we start getting ourselves into high leverage situations where we're relying on third and longs, we're relying on touchdown returns, we're relying on like missed field goals, things like that. Now we're getting into more of the unstable, lucky stuff, and we got to stay out of there.
All right, CJ, you can stop it.
You're here at the combine.
Yeah. So I'm gonna skip some of what I was about to say. So we're just gonna go straight to the interview. And Tico, you can start us off. Listening to what Brandt. Well, damn. Oh, Tico's still there. Oh, that's CJ.
Yeah.
Listening to what Brandt Tilis had to say about whether or not extending Bryce is in the picture right now. I take it as the way that he worded things was not trying to lead people on one way or another. But what did you take from it for yourself?
I looked at it as a cap guy that knows what he's looking for and pretty much what he said in the earlier interview. Basically, he's earned the right to show them again, pretty much.
He did what now?
He's on the side that he's earned. He said that he was an ascending player, and then in the year, then after this season, he said, "Well, I got that part right." I said he was an ascending player, and I got that part right. So he's not fully, he's on board. How far on board? Or totally on board? He feel like he don't want to go into like another tour or a situation to where they paid somebody a little bit too early and then it fell apart. Daniel Jones type situation, even though, he's thriving where he is now before he got hurt. But I think that's just a guy that wants to see it one more time before they make an investment. And I think Dan is on board with that, because if not, they would have been already extending them. I feel like they are more on the positive side of what they feel like he can do. But from the way it started and everything that they had to go through, it kind of had to play out like this, if you understand what I'm saying. It took a little bit too long to get the pieces in place to really evaluate them.
Gotcha.
You see what I'm saying? So it's almost like we got to get a little bit more. We got to see a little bit more, so we got to get a little bit more so we can see a little bit more. The same thing with Tua, same thing with Jalen Hurts, the same thing with all these other quarterbacks that come in, they start putting all these pieces around them. They got to see what he can do with talent around them before they make their decision. That's pretty much what I see.
Okay. Will, what you got, Will? What did you take from what Brandt Tilis had to say in this interview with Anish Shroff?
Okay, so in 2024 and 2025, they had already looked at earmarking the money for 27 and 28. He said that up front. So 2026, 2027, 20. So regardless of what we see as the salary cap number up there, they already know what they're going to be doing with contracts. That part, like when most people be like, "Oh, they negative $3 million, they haven't paid Bryce." That's because you're not a part of the planning committee, right? Those guys are planning the money out, and we're not a part of the planning committee. But he said there specifically that they made these decisions. So the money that they spent in free agency in 26 for the 2026 campaign, they had already planned for that in 25 and in 24. Now, what I also heard from him is the evaluation isn't done for Bryce. They're not done evaluating.
Right, I heard that too.
So in other words, the two things seems to be in place. One, the money to pay a quarterback in 27 is there. Regardless of how we look at the salary cap, 27 and 28, it's there. Two, is it going to be given to Bryce or not? That depends on Bryce. So Dan Morgan,
the money there. Who they gonna give it to? That's
is it going to be given to Bryce or is it going to be given to someone else? That's the point that we're making here. Now,
gotcha.
I hate to revert back, and I'm going to make an analogy, but it's within the NFC South, if you don't mind. Look at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and their QB situation. They probably did not forecast that Baker Mayfield was going to be that good, and they don't know how they're going to pay him.
Right.
Because Baker Mayfield said that we are oceans apart from each other on salary.
Yeah.
So That's the reason why having for lack of a better term, a capologist is important. The money is there if Bryce plays to get the money. It's not going to
Right.
just be given to him. So I really like what Brandt Tilis is cooking.
It sounds like he has a well thought, well planned out situation. Like he has put a lot of thought. That there's a lot of thought and intentionality that goes into this, and there's a lot of different scenarios. Like you and I both know this, Will. Like you have to have 10 to 15 different scenarios because you don't know how it may play out. And especially when you planning for something 2 or 3 years in advance, you have to have contingencies, for that far in advance. If it was something closer, something that you get ready to do within the next month or 2 or 3 to 6 months, then those contingencies aren't as broad. But when you're looking 3 to 5 years in advance, you got to have all kind of different contingency plans. But there's an opportunity for one of those contingency plans to kick in, but you have to be prepared for it. If that makes sense.
Yep,
Yeah.
the known unknowns and the known known.
Right. Because
the unknown known.
Well, what I got from Brandt Tilis, and this was before he came to Carolina, and people were talking about him, especially after the contract that he worked out and got Pat Mahomes that 10-year $450 million deal, that he is top notch when it comes to strategizing, manipulating the cap, getting the most out of the cap, from year to year, and putting that money towards players that are truly foundational pieces for your organization. And I don't see anything different. We saw the mishandling of the Brian Burns contract. We've seen how the mishandling of Christian McCaffrey, people that were supposed to be foundational players. But since Brandt Tilis and Dan Morgan and Dave Canales have been here, we have seen a commitment to our foundational players. When you look at the contract of J.C. Horn and Derek Brown, the contract that was given to Robert Hunt and Damian Lewis, those wasn't 1 or 2 year contract. Those were 3 and 4 year contracts. Restructuring Taylor Moton, guys that you look at as being foundational pieces and rewarding those guys for the work that they do for the Panthers, not necessarily what you did somewhere else. Where you're going to get those type of players too, but we're not letting our foundational pieces no longer just walk out the door and somebody else benefit from them is what I'm trying to get at. So the question, I'm just gonna ask this question real quick. Should the Panthers begin preparing to extend Bryce Young if his development continues in 2026, or should they require another full season of proof before making a long-term commitment? We kind of already done hit on that, but real quickly, if you guys want to address that and answer that question, I appreciate it. Go ahead, Will.
Yeah, so it's a sliding scale, right? I think that Bryce Young will make that leap. Now, if he makes a leap and it's a huge step, pay him now. Because yesterday price is not going to be today's price. So you got to make sure that if you feel like if you make him play another year, you may have to franchise tag him or something like that, right? In order to get the money right. So it's a sliding scale for me. If he has the same type season he had as last season, then he's going to require another year for them probably to get a fair evaluation. But if he takes us to the playoffs and he has several signature wins, and he's north, and I hate to throw stats out there, he's north of 3,500 yards, and he has a double touchdown to interception ratio, pay that man now. Pay him now.
Yeah.
And get him at a fair price, because you allow him to be a third time go 2 times going to the playoff, and then he got a third time going to the playoffs. He is going to demand premium dollar. So pay him now. That's the only reason why I said it's a sliding scale.
What you got, T. Cole?
Let me see, man. I feel like he done figured this shit out, bro. Like he done like how the season gonna play out. I can't really say, because all of the variables that could go into a season with injuries and teams rising and falling, going from worst to first, and
Right.
I don't see him getting worse.
Okay.
But I feel like there is a world to where he may not get as much as he could get, depending on the however the season play out. I don't think he will be the reason that we lose games anymore. I'm looking forward to seeing us starting fast. I'm looking forward to is it just turning them loose early in the game. I'm not saying that Canales, put a leash on them, but it was clearly a different mindset, a different, almost like, okay, well, we ain't gonna do too much until we actually need to type of mentality. So I feel like I'm like I said, been saying before, I'm glass half full on Bryce.
Right.
He's been doing, since he came back from the bench, and he's been getting incrementally better and better with manipulating defenses and using his lack of physical abilities to his advantage a lot of the times, with his height, his size, giving people the half shoulder, turning his body to make his body smaller, ducking through, defenders not being able to see him when he skate through the line, off platform throws. I just feel like it's going to all be, we know what he can do, and we've seen his deficiencies. I think it's going to all come down to Isaac and Bevel and how they put this shit together, bro. Pretty much.
Hey, I'm glad you said that, because I was just getting ready to ask that question. How much should Brad Isaac first season calling plays affect the evaluation of Bryce? You go first, Will.
I don't think it should affect it, right? Unless
You don't think so?
And here's why I'm saying, well, should not affect it. It should not be a major contributing factor. And because it's not like it's a new offensive coordinator. He's been the offensive coordinator. It's going on his third season. That's one. Number two, he's been developing the play sheet, the call sheet, the offensive scheme, all that stuff. He just hasn't been calling the plays. He's been building out the sequences of the first set of series of plays. All of
Right.
those things he's been doing. He just hasn't been the one making a decision on down and distance. I think it should get better because Dave Canales was trying to manage the entire team and looking at down and distance and working the refs all at the same time. And not every coach has the capacity to do that. So I think that
Okay.
it is going to be I think it's going to be a net positive for Bryce. Because when he go to the sideline, he'll dap up Dave Canals, you talk to him, but he's always talking to Izzy and his QB coach on the sideline.
Right.
Well, that's what I
Right.
see when I'm at the game and I look and see where Bryce is at. He normally got his iPad, he's talking to Izzy the entire time. And Dave Canals is up front when the defense is out there. So I think that it's going to be a net positive for him. I think that there is a minor risk associated with it because he's a new play caller, but I think that the risk is minor.
I agree with you on that. I agree with you on that point. It's a difference there's a difference between sitting on the sidelines and talking to someone that knows the playbook, may have had a hand in designing it, and they can help you understand it, as opposed to the person that's calling the plays. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're going to do XYZ because this is what you saw last series. This is what you confirm from the box up top that they saw last series. And based off what you saw and what they saw, let's switch it and do this. Let's do that. So I do think there's a difference in the two. Tico, tell me what you think. Do you think Brad Isaac first season calling plays should affect the evaluation of Bryce?
It may just be, a case of happenstance. You see what I'm saying? It might just happen organically. Because if it looked bad, Bryce ain't really played enough. Bryce ain't really played enough in a lot of people's eyes to kind of say, well, it ain't his fault. And Isaac ain't really, it's his first time calling plays. You know what I'm saying? So it's almost like what somebody was saying, like he's like the built-in scapegoat if the shit don't work with Bevel hovering over him type shit, which is smart when you're in the business because they don't know how it's going to work anyway. Like if you want to get down to the nuts and bolts of how businesses run, they always got to have contingency plan. We were just talking about contingencies, right? With Tilis. Right. So it's not to say they don't trust Isaac, but it's an unknown.
That's facts. That is true.
So, could Bryce perform despite Isaac? I think so. There is that world to where he can go out there and be like, yeah, I don't know, this nigga told my check, red alert, green 80. Yeah, I don't know about, and we'll discuss this when I get back to the sideline. I'll tell them what I seen, but yeah, that was some bullshit, coach. So yeah, we gonna need a little bit of that from both of them. You know what I'm saying? To go,
right.
Like Bryce gonna have to, take leadership, grab the reins of this shit in more ways than just one, instead of just cussing niggas out and saying it ain't raining no more.
Yeah. So
but I do like my bad. I just wanted to say that I don't know how much this shit means but take it with a grain of salt. But I've always liked his interviews, how he break down his philosophies, the way he think. You can tell, even the media, the way they ask him questions, they love talking to Isaac, bro. And if you ever watch those press conferences, those pressers, Isaac he had probably the best pressers to me, as far as the knowledge. And they always ask him about his dad and how he came up and how he see like the game plan for that week. And like you were saying earlier, like the his camaraderie with the players. You can see it, Will. Yeah. I remember when one of y'all said that. you can see how they fuck.
That-
Like he
that
on the
was
field, he got
Will.
cleats on. He got cleats on out there running routes with them and playing DB and joking around. So I ain't saying that shit, gonna matter in the grand scheme of things, but that's the little things that you'll look back on when the shit work. Hindsight.
Right. Will, you was going to say something?
Yeah, I was gonna say, also, it's not like he doesn't have support there because he's got Dave that is the play caller that can assist him if necessary, and he has.
Hold that
I'm
thought.
sorry.
Hold that thought 1 second, Will. No, you fine. But let me shout out Jermaine J. Shepard. I'm not gonna even hit you with the line today. Shout out for your $20 PayPal gift yesterday. I didn't see it until after the live ended, and I felt bad about that. But I'm glad you tapped in today because I wanted to say that. Appreciate you, my guy. Hey, you've been down with me for a long time. We BS back and forth all the time. There's nothing but love between me and Jermaine. So appreciate that $20 PayPal gift, my boy. But go ahead, Will.
And the last thing I wanted to say, because I got my 9:30 get ready to start it. The only other thing I was going to try to say is he's got support there to help him kind of navigate and get up to speed, which I don't think he will need much help because of just the nature of what he's been doing. But lastly, I want to point on something that Broski said in the chat. If you can't talk about what Frank Wright and Thomas Brown did and kind of equate that to what the heck happened to Bryce Young. We just talked about how this entire team was garbage in 2023, and there was so many things wrong. To talk about how the play calling was back and forth between Brown and Wright, and the limitation was Bryce Young is just ridiculous. I just wanted to make sure that I pointed that out when we start talking about the Brad Isaac piece. But I hate to have to drop off because the conversation actually getting juicy, but my 9:30 started, so I got to get going to my 9:30.
Nah, it's good. It's good. We about to get off here in a minute. Yeah, hey, appreciate you for tapping in, Will. Hey, always my
Appreciate
guy.
it, Will.
Hey,
Appreciate you for
take care,
always
guys.
tapping in, man.
All right, no
Hit me later
problem.
when you get a chance. Hit me later
Hey,
when you get a chance.
yeah. I'm gonna call you after I got like about 2 or 3 meetings to hit. Then I gotta call you because I just wanted to chat with you and just check in on you, man.
All right, appreciate that.
All
Yeah,
right,
hit
man.
me up. Jermaine talking about no doubt, Tony. You know how we do it with your black ass.
Yeah, with your black ass.
Yeah. That's how we do. That's how we greet each other. Hey, appreciate that, Jermaine. That was me right there. Hey, shout out to Villain Trucker 2680 for gifted 50 Carolina Armchair GM CJ memberships. Shout out to you, my guy. 50 of them things. I know CJ will greatly appreciate that. Oh, I see he commented in the comments. He said Villain 2680, man, thank you. Salute 3 times. So yeah, appreciate that, man. Eternal said you supposed to ignore it, Will. Teflon Twan, shout out to him. He said Broski is right. Hey, thank you for tapping in, my guy. And Broski says Pickle Doyle is 30 years old, Isaac is 34. Young play callers. Hey, shout out to Pickle as well, man. Thank you for tapping in. He said I think Isaac is in a better spot than the Ravens OC Declan Doyle. All right, Pickle. Uncle Gate, shout out Uncle Gate, says shout out Tony. What's up, brother? Hey, I can't call it, man. Hey, 6 in one hand, half a dozen in the other. You know me, I'm gonna call it even. So hey, I appreciate you for showing up, man. Thank you for tapping in. Hey, if you guys haven't already, hit that like button, man. Hit that like button on your way in or on your way out. Subscribe to both channels, Unbiased Opinion Sports Talk. Also, Carolina Armchair GM CJ. You can subscribe to both channels. Hit the notification bell, select all on both channels, so that way you'll be made aware when we go live on both channels. I stream to the Carolina Armchair GM Network every weekday morning, Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. Eastern Time. Okay, Carolina GMC. All right, CJ. Yeah, and if y'all are enjoying the content, man, the QR code in the top right, scan that QR code, drop a small donation off, man. My goal today was $25. So if you would like to contribute to that, I greatly appreciate it. The PayPal link is also pinned in the YouTube comments. So I believe it's down below or up top. I don't know which one it is. But yeah, the link is in the chat as well. Hey, like I said, if you're enjoying the vibes, the energy, the conversation, the debate this morning, just show love to the channel. I greatly appreciate that. All right. Broski said Ty Villain Trucker. Okay. Uncle Gates said the layout dope. Hey, appreciate that, Uncle Gates. And Panther Pickle said Red Izzy has 2 experienced offense play callers to help him, but Doyle has no one. Yeah, I don't know who's on the offensive staff for the Ravens this year, but yeah, Izzy definitely have by bringing in Darryl Bevel to assist Brad Izzy, while Dave Canales is taking a more broader approach, a more broader role as the CEO of the whole team. You know, that bodes well for Brad Izzy, because Izzy and Canales were under Bevel when they were in Seattle. So I think that is a great thing to have. And shout out to Teflon Twan, OTR, gifted 5 Carolina Armchair GM CJ memberships. Hey, appreciate you, Teflon Twan, and I know CJ appreciate you as well. Shout out to you, my guy. And CJ said, Twan, thank you, man. And Pickle want the link. All right, Pickle, I'm about to drop the link for you right quick. No problem. All right, Pickle, there go the link right there in the chat. Black Ron said, "What it do, man?" What's going on, Circle? What? He gonna cuss me out later.
Quarter to
He
you.
don't get. Yeah, Smokey.
My boy.
Yeah, but I had another question. I was about to get ready to get off of here, but we're gonna wait for Pickle to get up here. Since
Yeah,
I
I got
dropped
to
him the
slide
link.
in a couple of minutes too. Go ahead, let
you
me
got to
know.
go too?
In about
Yeah,
in a
real
few
quick.
minutes.
So, and this is something that been talked about in Panther circles, but should the Panthers judge Bryce primarily on statistics, wins, or command of the offense? That's you, Twan. I mean, Tico.
A little
Come on
butter
now.
from the duck, a little butter from the duck, honey from the
little
tree.
butter from the duck.
Shit, man.
Yes,
I'm
sir.
gonna say,
yeah, I gotta get you right before you get up out of here now.
Yeah, I'm gonna say wins, man. I'm gonna say wins. I already feel like he has command of the offense pretty much. To what extent? I mean, this is that's kind of the unknown. Yeah, it's kind of tough because I'm gonna say wins, man. At the end of the day, we gotta win. And if I feel like if we win, then Brady's gonna be, a major component of that. Like even with the games where he did, like 170 2 touchdowns and no interceptions. You're gonna have games like that, depending on what the game plan is, depending on how the defense playing you, depending on how the offense is playing our defense. You know what I'm saying? The game plans change from series to series, from half to half. You never know who's gonna get off from week to week. So just like he can throw 458 because they exploited something and then throw for 54. And people say, how is that possible? I mean, it's very possible. When you play a defense like Seattle and you don't have any juice, or you couldn't scheme anybody to get into open space, and you don't have anybody to make moves on somebody in open space. But you know what I'm saying? And I can't, Bryce had his downfalls too. We can, he's never left out of the equation. But I feel like we win, he win. I think he'll be a part of that, and that'll help him out more than just him throwing for 4,000 and we lose.
Yeah.
I don't want that.
What's up,
Pickle?
CJ?
What's
How
up?
are you? I'm
this
all
ain't
right,
CJ.
man.
This Tony. This Tony, man.
Oh, I'm sorry, Tony. I'm my bad. I knew that before I said it.
What's going on? What's on your mind this morning?
Well, I
Talk
tell you
to
what,
me.
I've really been looking at this Brad Isaac situation, and I find that I believe that he is in a better situation than Doyle is, and Doyle's getting a lot of hype around the league because he's with Mike Minner, and he used to be. Last year, he spent time as an offensive coordinator / QB guy up there with the Bears, Ben Johnson, but he's not Ben Johnson.
Right.
He's
Hey,
never
I'm about
called
to,
plays
hey,
before.
give me 1
Yeah,
second, Pickle. What's going on, Pickle? You doing all right,
what's up,
man?
man? I'm all right.
Not much, but yeah, I'm about to slide off.
Okay.
Tony, man, I appreciate you, big dog. And I got
Hey, I
one more
appreciate
thing
you
to
too,
say
man.
before I sign off. Everybody had to start calling plays for the first time at one point, right?
You're right. You're right. You're right.
Yeah.
And it's not that he has to call plays. That's not my negative on him. He's got a good roster to deal with. So I mean, Kerry Colbert, former Panther wide receiver, Kerry Colbert is their wide receivers coach. But there's
Okay.
nobody there that has experience calling plays on that roster. And he's new to the team. He's new to the players. He may be using the Ben Johnson offense, but he doesn't have anybody. You know how a first time play
Yes,
caller
that
will have a
continuity
hiccup.
is gonna take long. It's gonna
And
take longer for them to
right,
jail,
and
Pickle.
if he struggles in any way, and we've seen new offensive coordinators struggle, then he's gonna struggle by he ain't gonna it ain't like he I mean he can ask the head coach, he can ask the DC, but still they're defensive coaches, not offensive coaches. Well, Brad has you already said it, he has 2 guys on his roster and he's been in this offense since for a couple years now. And he so and if Brad starts to struggle in any way, Canales and the other dude, I can't remember his name, could reach out and help him. It's he's got help there. Doyle doesn't have any. And right, granted, Doyle may have a better roster, but if you're a play caller and you don't know how to do that, you don't know how to maneuver those into your system, doesn't matter what kind of talent you got, they're going to be good talent in a bad system. So, it's at overall, a lot of people think that I'm going to say Isaac is going to do better because I'm biased, and I just don't think that, because I think Brad Isaac is in a better situation overall to succeed than Doyle is, and even Sean Payton has turned over offensive play calling to his OC. So he won't be doing play calling anymore either.
Oh, okay. All right. So what do you how do you feel about Brandt Tilis And I don't know if were you watching when we played the interview?
Yeah.
Okay.
I
What
I think
what do you think about that Brandt Tilis or his way of thinking or planning for the future, and that may or may not include Bryce?
well, I mean, I think that's the correct way to do it. You got to plan for both scenarios. You got to have a backup
Right.
plan, and we've had offensive coordinator, or no, I'm stuck on that. We've had GMs before who, when something happened, they didn't they didn't they didn't plan for it. Gettleman
Yes.
was bad to have a plan, and when somebody threw the wrench in that plan, he was stuck. He was lost. He didn't know what to do after that. you know, uh,
Right.
you have to have a plan there, and I like the fact of having a plan because you don't know. You don't know if Bryce is your future. And listen, you may have a plan that Bryce is your future, but even if we have a good year, but we don't win the Super Bowl, Bryce and his agent may say, "Wait a minute now, we want to be the highest paid quarterback in the NFL." They may say, "Nah, bro, you ain't getting that from us," And I mean, it's reality is what reality is.
Yeah.
You might not like that reality, but it's still that reality. You know,
I
uh,
got you.
so you don't know, and even all that being said, you don't know if Brad Isaac does a great job. You never know when someone's going to reach out and give him an offer that he may take advantage of, and then we'll be in a whole new different ballpark there, maybe. Or there's a lot of realms of thought process that goes into this. I like Brandt Tillis's plan. I
Uh
do
huh.
worry if we start to be successful, Brandt Tillis may not be here long term. So his
I
money
got you.
plan might be here, but he may not be here to initiate it.
Okay. Hey, my brother Nick Gaskins, Mr. Prowling veteran. What's happening? Top of the morning to you, sir.
What's good, man? How you doing?
Man, I can't call it. I can't call it. Ain't shit slick to a can of oil, you know it.
Well, you country boy.
Yeah. Yeah, you know it. You know I hit you with it now. What's
Yeah.
good though? What's on your mind? What you what you got to share about this Brandt Tilis interview? I don't know if you was tuned in when we played it. Um he had did an interview with Anish Shroff. This was back during the combine. And he was
Mhm.
talking about the possibilities of extending Bryce, and he didn't say one way or the other. He didn't give a clear cut indication, but he did say it's something that we've thought about. It's something that's in the equation, but he also said that further evaluation is needed, and they going through that process, that they have not reached out to Bryce Camp to discuss an extension. So what do you say on that?
I mean, realistically, we got to look at the whole picture. He has a lot to prove, and if you, the few people who are out here saying that he deserves an extension right now, deserves to be this, deserves to be that. I'm going to be 100% honest, man. I don't think Bryce's camp would reach out with what they put on paper currently.
I agree
Currently,
with that.
Right.
currently reaching out right now puts him in a Daniel Jones type situation. So I think they know that they got something to prove. I think that obviously Tilla's saying that there's still further evaluation needed. They know that there's still stuff to be proven. Um, I'm not gonna say I am not one of those people who are praying for Bryce's downfall, which y'all like this. I hope he goes out here and proves everything, which y'all, then he earns every dime that he's gonna get. But at the end of the day, there's still something to be proven. Now, could this be a slippery slope that we are walking? Yeah,
Yeah.
it could be a
Yeah.
slippery slope because the honest truth is, I know that people don't think that he can do it. I know that, but at the end of the day, Bryce could come out here this year with all the handcuffs off and play
and play his best season that he's done so far, and elevate himself to a realm that nobody thought he can get to. And if that happens,
That's
we
a
all
strong
know what's going to happen
possibility as
after that.
well.
Yeah. We all know what's going. If that
Yeah.
happens, we know what's going to happen afterwards. But at the end of the day, I do believe that there is evaluation that needs to be made before you take the risk of paying a quarterback, which then is going to put your cap situation in a different realm. So this is the slippery slope that we're playing with, but I do think it's one that we have to go down without.
Wait, did you say slippery soap or slippery slope?
Slope.
Okay.
I ain't saying no about no slope.
It might be soap in the end.
Oh Lord have mercy.
God. Hey, I ain't mean to set you up, but SC said your wordplay is spot on today, sir. Oh God.
Always
Well,
go ahead.
let me ask you, gentlemen, this question. This is a question I just asked T Cole before he left, and there has definitely been a lot of conversations about this. Do you guys should the Panthers judge Bryce primarily by statistics, wins, or command of the offense? And Nick, you go first on this one.
I think you gotta. I'm a numbers guy. I think you have to go off of the statistics, and I think you have to judge him based off of those statistics, based off of other quarterbacks that are currently playing. That's all. That's the only way that I say you can do this in a manner that is would make logical sense for the team. Because at the end of the day, everything that you're thinking of doing with Bryce has to be not for Bryce. It has to be for the team. And if he can't cut the numbers, and I just want people to realize I'm not asking for him to be a crazy. There's only going to be a few Joe Burrows of the world. There's only going to be a few Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen's, Lamar Jackson. There's only going to be a few of those type of guys. So I'm not asking to meet that statistical. But at the end of the day, if you look at Sam Darnold and Bryce Young's last year's regular season, Sam Darnold, the only difference in their statistics is that 1,000 yards. That's the only difference.
Yeah. I've looked at it. But let me ask you this, and then Pickle, you can answer the question. But I just want to counter off what Dick just said, because you said this primarily by statistics, right? But can statistics be misleading? Because you just brought up like with Joe Burrow. You know, Joe Burrow had that season a year or two ago where he threw for like 5,000 yards and 40-something touchdowns, but they didn't even make the playoffs. Now, that was a good statistical season for him, but that didn't benefit the team. So can it not be misleading when you're trying to judge your quarterback on whether you want to give him extension or not? And hold on, before you answer that, let me bring Uncle Gates to the stage. What's up, Uncle Gates?
What's going on, Tony? What's going on? Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, we can hear you, man. We can hear you. What's happening with you?
Hey, man. Hey, I ain't kicking up no dust, brother. You know what I'm saying? On the job.
I'm tired of y'all country people.
Y'all guys be getting me through. I'm glad I got to jump on, man. And I be up early, so I'm definitely sub, and I'm definitely lock in with you, man, for real.
Hey, appreciate that, my guy. Unbiased Opinion Sports Talk, or subscribe to both channels, because I stream to both channels in the morning, but my channel is Unbiased Opinion Sports Talk. CJ is Carolina Armchair GM CJ. So yeah, we'll greatly appreciate it. But before you go ahead, Nick, and answer that question for me.
Yeah. So can it be misleading? Yes, but it can be misleading. But I'm gonna say this right now to counter what you just said. is we know what Joe Burrow is, regardless of what people want to believe. Even a high caliber quarterback cannot win a championship. It takes a team.
Right.
We know Joe Burrow is a high caliber quarterback, but we also know they had one of the worst defenses in the NFL that exact same year. So, with that being said, he's going to be evaluated based off of his performance. Now, when I say about Bryce, his performance it still needs to be proven. His standalone performance. But I will say this: even if he does take, I'm trying to be realistic here. Even if he takes 2 steps forward this year, as far as statistical categories, if the defense does not take those steps with him, we will not go any further than we did last year. Because I do not subscribe in this whole thing that I'm going to tell you right now. I don't care how great Patrick Mahomes is. If he did not have that defense to back him up in those skill players that have been around him for the last few years, they would not have 3 Super Bowls. That is not. It is not a. Can those numbers be misleading? Those numbers, if you just base off that team and say we're good, we got a quarterback, and don't do anything else to your team, that is how it misleads you. It misleads you into this false hope that this dude can carry us and do everything.
Okay, go ahead, Pickle. What you got?
Yeah, I to answer your question, I think it actually takes a little bit of both. You know, I mean, if
both the what? Both the what? The statistics, the win, or commanded offense?
No, I a little bit of everything. I mean, actually, Bryce has statistics, but it's proven that the coaches are leading the offense on the sideline, and Bryce isn't. Then I don't know that you pay him. Now, I would want statistics right along with the wins because you can give me all the okay. For example, Sam Darnold won the Super Bowl. I still don't think he's a top level quarterback. So
thank you.
You can have all the wins in the world, but that don't mean you're a top level quarterback.
Well, I don't think,
you know, it's like a Madden number. You can be rated 99 and they move you in a different area, and you're going to play like a 50. So, you know.
Well, hold on, but I don't think nobody is saying that Bryce is a top level quarterback. The question was geared around him getting a long term extension. So I don't want to put that on him when
I got you.
Yeah.
If it's up to me and I'm making the decisions, Tony, I've got to see a little bit of both before I give you that deal. I really do.
I got you.
If I don't see that at the end of this year, I don't think unless Dan Morgan overrides the coaching staff, I don't think they're going to draft a quarterback anyway, unless we have like a top 3 pick. So I think providing he's still here and in charge.
And that's not happening.
I think Canales is going to go get a veteran quarterback, not necessarily a high-level veteran quarterback. But if you say, well, there ain't no high-level quarterbacks, well, when Geno Smith arrived in Seattle, he didn't arrive with a fanfare. You know, I think Canales would take a mid-level, a current backup quarterback, and everybody's going to say he's failed already, and they'll make something out of it.
Okay. Hey, Uncle Gates, what you think? Should the Panthers judge Bryce primarily by the statistics, wins, or command of the offense? What say you, my guy?
Well, I'm gonna put them in order. You know, I think they all matter, but I'm gonna put them in order. And I don't think anyone has said this, but honestly, Tony, I'm going with command of offense, right? I'm going with the command.
Okay. Talk to me.
It's a different perspective, but I honestly believe that a quarterback having command of his team can equivalent to wins, right? I'm not really too big on stats because stats can be a little, it's like they can be a little vanilla. Like, you can have a quarterback with great stats, but they don't win games, right? So, and you can have a quarterback with low stats and they win games. So, depending on if they have a good defense or great coaching, however, right? But I believe that the team wants to see Bryce take command of this team. I even think that that's something that they've told him. And just a little bit of evidence to back that up is like when we seen him in OTAs when he's out there, getting vocal. I mean, even to the point of Bryce Young using profanity with his guys, like, which is something that he's never done, right? Or we haven't seen it, right? So I believe that they're wanting him to take charge, which is also, and I'm speculating, and I think he's ready, which is also why I believe that Canales kind of let loose and like, okay, he's ready? You know what I'm saying? Like he's ready. So I would say command. I say the commands are going to equivalent to the wins, and I believe his stats are going to jump too. But I definitely believe that Bryce has a complete command of this team and the playbook, and he's ready. And I think he's going to earn it this year. I really believe it because I think he's ready.
Okay. So I'm going to go with wins, and because like Nick said, this is a team game. This is the ultimate team sport. Football is, in my opinion, and if you can continue to elevate the team in wins, which I believe is more important than any individual statistic, because like we've seen, you can get to the Super Bowl with a quarterback that doesn't reach 3,000 yards and doesn't reach 25 touchdowns, right? But as a team, as a unit, they were all worked hand in hand. That's offense, special teams, and defense. Individual stats is cool, and there's nothing wrong with it, and I'm not taking anything from it, but it can be misleading, especially at that position, quarterback position, not your left tackle, your running back, or your cornerback, or safety, or anything like that. The quarterback is the CEO of your offense and pretty much the co-CEO of your team. He's probably the most polarizing figure that you have on your football team. So if he doesn't affect your team as a whole, the individual stuff, in my opinion, doesn't even hold weight to that. Because you can say, well, Bryce got to throw for 3,800 yards for me to believe in him. Well, what if he throw for 4,000 and then our record is 4-13? Then what do you say? Are you talking about extending him then when you go from 8 wins to 4 wins? But Bryce threw for 4,000 yards, 35 touchdowns, and 10 interceptions.
That's why I
to
said
me, but to me it's not even both, Pickle. I need the wins. You start off with 2 wins your rookie season. Then you got a new head coach, offense coordinator.
Right.
You went to 5. Then you went to 8. So I want to see, can you get to 10? Can you get to 11? Can you get to the second round of the playoffs? Like that. There's levels to this. You know what I'm saying? But you can't get there alone. You got to have the team that has to have your back. So that's why I put it more on wins than the statistics. And the command offense kind of goes hand in hand with the wins, because I don't believe if you don't have command of the offense, then that's going to hurt you as well. So
And see, Tony, that's why I said the command, right? Because sometimes there are a lot of teams, and a lot of platforms that spoke on it. Sometimes the wins are, hell, let's take Houston for example. Sometimes the wins are solely based off of the defense. The offense can look good, but with a strong defense, it can kind of overshadow what the offense is doing. So That's why I say the command. Like, and you said, like you said, they go hand in hand. Me personally, I just feel like, if a quarterback is playing, mistake-free ball, and he's demanding, excellence from his team, I believe that can personally help lift them up to get wins as well. You know what I'm saying? Like that, uh, just just the commanding guys like, hey, I need you guys to catch the ball. Like if I throw it to you, I need you to catch it. Like, and being vocal about that and talking to his offensive line, like, hey guys, like you weren't where you were supposed to be. Like that command, like it just puts guys like some of the best quarterbacks, the Peyton Mannings,
Right.
the Brett Favres, the Drew, Tom
Drew
Brady's, like.
Brees.
Well, Drew Brees was a good quarterback. He was a damn good quarterback. I'm just saying, like when those guys come to the sideline and they speak into their offense, they're demanding that, right? Like to me, that it's not just on
Right.
the field; it's on the sideline. It's the things that we don't see as well. The where a receiver for Tom Brady, it's like, man, I got to catch his ball. If he throw it to me, I got to catch it because that's how much command he has on that offense. And that can equivalent to wins, catching the ball, a minute to go. We've seen it all the time with some of the greats. Less than a minute, they're going to drive down the field because that command that quarterback has over those guys, they're like, look, guys, we can't let our quarterback down right now. Like, we have to, move this ball. We have to score. Like, this is what we have to do. So, and that's why I say it can equivalent to wins because just of sheer like, hey, we cannot let this guy down. He knows the plays. He's commanding the offense. I mean, damn, we got to get this win for him. You know what I'm saying? So I'm with you too
Right.
though with the wins, but that command, just the kind of person I am, it just does something for me when people, just run through a brick wall for you, and they're not gonna do that for just some, a quarterback flying by the seat of his pants, that just, like he's just out there like,
Can I,
you
can
know.
I, whenever y'all done, can I say something about what y'all saying?
Yeah, go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
Yeah. Go ahead, Nick.
So I get what y'all saying about, that is, let me, don't let me take away from what y'all saying. I understand what you're saying and I somewhat agree with it and what y'all, but however, that is to me, when you're talking about paying an employee, am I solely going to judge him off of, and this is what I want y'all to understand, solely judge him off of something that we all know it takes a team to do?
Okay.
Yeah.
You understand
Because
what I'm saying? I'm just talking about
Yeah.
paying an employee. I'm not talking about, I'm not talking about moving the business forward. I'm not talking about anything other than paying an employee.
I got you.
And
Go
But you
ahead,
mean,
that's
but
Pickle.
the
you
way
mean, but
I
do you,
look.
but do
I
you
take the
mean?
Hold on, Gates. Hold on.
Okay.
Go ahead, Pickle. You
that
was trying to get
yeah,
in.
yeah.
uh,
I'll come back to you. I'll come back to you, Gates.
For sure.
I understand that. I mean, you have to look at wins. You do. You have to look at how is he performing in the pocket and how his teammates support him. But Sam, for example, not Sam. For example, Bryce threw for a little over 3,000 this year with 25 TDs and 11 picks. Let's just hypothetically shug them numbers just a little bit, but say he still only throws for 3,000. I'm not going to introduce him to a top tier contract with those numbers. Now, I may give him a contract that's maybe mid level, offer it to him, and then it'll be up to him and his agent. But I'm not throwing him a large contract. I'm not just for somehow I got unmuted. But for that reason, I need to see both. I need to see. I really do need to see wins. But I'm not gonna. If the defense looks trashy, I can't blame it on him.
Hmm, hmm.
I got a real bad echo.
Yeah, I hear echo.
Hey, go ahead, Uncle Gates. Go ahead and pick up I'm trying to fix my headset. Go ahead, Uncle Gates.
No,
No,
yeah, I'm echoing. I'm echoing like crazy. Can y'all hear me?
yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Seemed like some people went out. I'm not echoing no more, um, but I wanted to get a little clarification because I don't know who it was that was speaking just now, but they said something about uh when you paying the employee. I want to understand what you were saying by that. Like what did you mean?
Because at the end of the day, the NFL is a business. We have to take emotion out of it. Take emotion out
Right.
of it. When I am judging
Yeah.
your work, just your work. Let's say whatever you do, I don't know what your job is and all that kind of stuff. I'm judging your work. Do you want me to judge you off of my business success or your individual effort to
Hey,
that
Nick,
success?
hold me down for a second. I gotta fix my headset. Y'all hold me down for a second.
Okay.
All right. And you said now what now? If you're paying someone,
And so just
cause,
think,
cause
think let's think about let's think
I guess
about
it's what
you.
I'm
Let's
I
think
guess it's what
about
I'm
you. Whatever
saying.
your
Like
job is, whatever your
yeah.
job is, right?
Right.
I want individual business success. I do
Right.
want individual business success. But I'm at the end of the day, me paying you or giving you a raise should not be based off of the business success alone.
So what order did you or what did you say? Statistics or
Yeah,
wins?
I mean, because at the end of the day, statistical categories
Okay.
are going to be your resume to me
Okay.
saying what you bring to the business.
Got you.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying.
I think
And
that's
I
what I think that's
understand that
what I
wins.
think that's what I missed. I think that's what I missed because I didn't know what your reason was. That's why I was
Yeah,
like, well, what is he talking about? Okay, I mean that makes sense though.
and
I get it.
that's why I'm saying if you the perfect picture of this is looking at Joe Burrow. We know what Joe Burrow brings to the table. We know what he brings to the table. But we also know that team is trash around him. And we know that he cannot do it by himself.
Damn.
So y'all, you understand what I'm saying now?
I got you, brother.
Mhm. Yeah. So that's all I'm saying. I'm not saying what y'all are saying is irrelevant and stuff like that. I just I'm taking all emotions out of it. I know that we want wins and all that kind of stuff. It's just if I'm judging Bryce Young, I feel like Bryce Young needs to provide a certain level of statistics from by himself for me to be comfortable with paying him any type of money.
Right, I can almost agree to that. I mean, I'm not. And a lot of people running around saying, "Well, Bryce get 50 million, Bryce get 40 million." I don't agree with none of that whatsoever.
I mean,
Not even remotely close.
well,
Yeah, I mean,
listen. So
Bryce has
currently,
to right. Bryce has to go out this year and win to me and win in the playoffs, or at least have a better regular season, and then make it in the playoffs. Even if you lose in the playoff in a close game, there's stipulations to all that I can add in, but I, I,
yeah.
I wouldn't even get in contract. To be honest, this year I wouldn't even get into negotiations with Bryce on a contract.
And I,
Not
and,
All
I,
right,
and
can you guys hear me?
yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah,
All right, all right.
Yeah, we can
Sorry
hear you.
about that.
Yeah.
Go
And
ahead,
from
Pickle. Go ahead. What you were saying?
yeah. I wouldn't even get in negotiations with Bryce this year on a contract. I just wouldn't. I need to see. I need to see overall the package. Yeah, you're giving Bryce the contract, not the offensive line, but at the same time, I need to see goodness. I need to see right there. To me, Bryce fits. Bryce is a one system quarterback. He fits a West Coast offense. He doesn't fit anything else. And it's not good or bad. It's just the way he fits. So, he's always going to need a great offensive line around him. There are situations to that. If you're planning, if you're planning to draft your upcoming offensive line, you have to consider that what kind of system he fits when you're moving forward. If you're going to give him a long-term deal, you've always got to plan on having an elite offensive lineman in front of him. You just do. You can't get cheap on one guard. Got to have 2 stud guards in the middle. You can't get cheap on a
to
guard
strengthen
just
that
because you want to
interior.
save money.
But
You
listen,
can't do that with Bryce Young.
I'm gonna say this to y'all. Whether y'all, I'm not comparing him to this man. I'm not comparing him to this man. But there are 2 obvious, quarterbacks of Bryce Young's stature to about 6'1". If you actually go back and look at y'all, if you do not have a strong interior offensive line, they are not successful. That means you can go back and look at Drew Brees. Look at Drew Brees' interior offensive line, and you tell me that this is not the model for shorter quarterbacks. And then you look at here, we have the vice versa. Kyler Murray is trash because they never got that offensive line straight because they thought it was going to be okay because he can run. You can watch it.
Hey, real quick, shout out to J Rock, Stick City 994. Said good morning, my good folks. Hey, good morning to you, my guy. Top of the morning.
Brother.
Thank you for tapping in. Make sure you hit that like button if you haven't subscribed to both channels, Unbiased Opinion Sports Talk and Carolina Armchair GM CJ. Subscribe to both channels. Hey, if you guys, we are a little over 3 hours now. If you are enjoying the content, enjoying the conversation, the debate, the energy, the vibe that we're bringing to you this morning, show support. Click that QR code in the top right corner. There's a link also in the YouTube chat that's pinned for the PayPal. My goal is $25 each day, just a small, simple goal of $25. I greatly appreciate it if you guys help me reach that goal. All right. Also, I'm going to show you, well, not show you, but check out my Patreon channel community as well. Over there, we're getting ready to start ramping up, doing a deep dive when it comes to film breakdown, player analysis, draft analysis for college players, people that we should be looking out for next year upcoming draft. So that's where a lot of that type of conversation is going to go down over there. If you want to be a part of the film breakdown discussion, things of that nature, there's 3 tiers. You got the fan zone, film room access, and debate table VIP. The debate table VIP and the film room access will give you access to the content of the film breakdown and things of that nature. So over there, we're going to watch the Panthers throughout the season. Somebody mute their mic for me if they can. We're going to watch the Panthers throughout the season. Also, we're going to be watching college breakdown on whoever may be your favorite team or favorite player, or if you know somebody that we need to be looking out for. Hey, I can pull the film and we can break that player down as well. And I have some nice tools over there that people that's members of the 2 tiers that I just mentioned will be able to see. So check out the Patreon, man, and I would greatly appreciate you guys' support over there as well. Okay. Who was talking just now? I forgot. Who was talking? Was it you, Pickle? It was you, Nick.
No, I think I got my point out. I think they understood what I was saying.
Okay, Uncle Gates, what you got?
No, it wasn't me. I definitely want to add to what you were saying though. With breaking down the film and things like that, I had shouted you out on Unc's channel. I think that's where you was, but I need to link. I need to
Yeah.
link in with you on that because I actually don't know how to look at film. When you was talking about like breaking down film, like some people just look at
Yeah.
it and some people actually break it down. And I was like, yeah, I want to be a part of that because I want to understand, breaking down film. You know what I'm saying?
I got
Yeah.
you. I got
So
you.
that's so
Well,
that's
like
so that's definitely something I'm gonna be tuned into for real.
yeah, well let me pull up the link to the Patreon real quick. It's in the YouTube description, but only if you go through my channel, well, it's on CJ's too. It's on
Okay.
CJ too. So it's definitely at the bottom of the YouTube description, but I'm gonna post it right here real quick. And
All right.
hit me up over there.
Heck yeah, man.
And like I said, we're gonna ramp it up here shortly because training camp is around the corner. The first
Yes,
preseason
sir.
game in August is coming up. I don't know if they drop preseason games on NFL Plus, but if they do, we'll take a look at those as well. But I definitely will be ready for week 1.
They do.
So
They did last
yeah,
year. They didn't have the last couple of years anyway.
they have. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, we're definitely going to take a look at it. But I just dropped it in the StreamYard chat, Uncle Gates.
Okay.
All right. And yeah. So if anybody have any other questions or any other thoughts, we're about to get up out of here, fellas. Anybody?
Yeah.
Uncle Gates, Nick, Pickle.
Nah, I'm good, man. I'm
good
just
with it.
glad I got to tune in. Now I know you be up at 7. That's perfect for me,
Yes,
brother,
sir.
cause I be up.
Monday through Friday, dog. I'm here Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. Eastern time.
Yes, sir. Definitely.
Yes, sir. So tomorrow I'm gonna start the series on position breakdowns and battles to possibly look forward to in training camp. And tomorrow we're gonna start with the offensive line. All right.
Okay.
So we're definitely gonna look. Hey, Uncle Gates, if you don't mind, I'm gonna drop you off and I'm going to bring Black
yeah, for
Ron,
sure.
aka Circle, to the panel real quick.
All right, no problem, brother. Hey, y'all take it easy.
All right, man. I greatly appreciate it, man.
Yes, sir.
All right.
All right.
You gonna bring Circle up here. You gonna bring
All
Yeah.
right. Look, hey,
all
look,
this
look, look,
generous.
look. I come in peace, my brothers. I come in peace. You know,
Hey,
now
Circle.
was trying
Hey,
to.
read the room, match the energy. That's all it is,
Yeah,
brother.
man, that's all I'm doing, brother.
That's all
I
it
see what's
is.
going on. I ain't coming to stir up nothing, man.
Uh-huh.
No, I was trying to click on in time so I can be able to get that Patreon. Drop that thing back in
Oh,
the chat, man. That's why I was doing that.
I put it in the wrong place. Here. Is this it? No, this is not it.
What's up, brother Nick? How you doing today, brother?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
Hey, man, taking it easier any way they'll give it to me.
Hey, Nick said he don't trust you, Circle. What's that
Man,
about?
look, I told Nick I
You can
called
hear
the
it in the
truth with him
voice.
yesterday, man. I ain't coming up here to I hate doing that, man, because I be feeling like I be, you know what I'm saying, disrupting the platform. But y'all be coming for me so hard, I got to fight back, man.
Hey, it's only right. It's only right. You know I'm gonna mess with you, so I expect it in return.
Nah,
Yeah,
it's all love. Ain't no biggie. I'm just messing with you.
Yeah, man. I look like I told him earlier. I say, man, my boy Nick up there, man, talking very intelligent today. You must have ate them cornflakes this morning. Big box of cornflakes, no sugar, no bananas. Damn
yeah. Hey, Ron, what you? Hey, tell them about the bananas and the cornflakes, dog. They don't know. They don't even understand.
They don't even know, boy.
But yeah, I put the link in the StreamYard chat and also put it in the YouTube chat to the Patreon page. So yeah, you guys, I post it every day, Monday through Friday, on all three tiers. I also post Patreon teaser for the free members as well. So yeah, every day I'm posting something that is related to the topic of the day. So yeah, appreciate it if you guys check it out. Tell me what you think, and if you want to become members, I'll greatly appreciate that. Greatly appreciate that.
Yeah, for shit show, man. Yeah, because I was saying that same thing Uncle Gates was saying. Like, I want to be able to look at them film and break that shit down the same way. You know what I'm saying? Because that's why you don't really hear me getting into in depth with these conversations. Because I
Yeah.
really don't. I don't put that much energy into that. You know what I'm saying? Because
Right.
I've never had the knowledge of it. You know what I mean? So
Right.
I'm look, y'all are my ESPN. You know what I'm saying? Y'all are all them different big platforms. That's what I get from y'all. So you know what I mean? I take what y'all say, you know, especially Nick, I take what he say with a grain of salt. But at the end of the day, man, y'all be so informative, man. I got to tune in all day, every day.
Nick
So
out here catching
y'all keep it up,
strays.
man. And
I know, straight up
Macaroni
straight.
Tony
There it is.
and Macaroni Tony, man. Hey man, you got some good stuff going on over here, man. You know, I just want to
Hey
salute
man,
you,
I
brother.
appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. Hey, appreciate that love, man. Hey, I try to do things the way only the way that I know how to do it, man. Cause I've been playing this game since I was 6, 7 years old, following this game, in love with this game. And I just view the game differently. I have family members that have played in the NFL. One was my idol. Growing up, I was a Cowboys and Florida State fan because my idol went to
Ooh,
Florida State and played
so
for the
you're a cowboy at
Cowboys.
heart. I feel you. You're a
No,
cowboy at heart.
well, I guess I guess you could say that deep down, my first love was the Cowboys because that's what I knew. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So,
All right.
um, people that I know, my childhood friend, who I'm not going to mention right now till I get him up on the channel. But he was offensive coordinator in the NFL for a number of years, college head coach and a college coordinator. So yeah, that's uh I have been around people that have viewed the game differently, so that's why I learned it, and that's why I picked it up from. And so yeah, I've always looked at the game differently. Um, and if I could share my knowledge of what I know, and I don't know everything, full disclosure, I definitely don't know everything, but if I could share what I do know, and you could benefit from it, and it can help you, then that's what I want to do. You know?
Well, that's good, man. I just want to let everybody know,
Yeah.
man. Thank y'all for tuning in to Very, Very Biased Opinion. You know what I mean? And you just keep you keep on doing your thing, bro. I'm gonna keep tuning in to you.
Oh, oh God! I knew he can't help himself. I
Well,
knew
you've
he
been
can't help
calling me
himself.
Black Ron since I've been in the chat, so I got to, I got to throw my shit. See what I'm saying? Look, I'm the victim, man. I want everybody to know this shit, man. Dino Bravo is the fucking victim, man. And my clap.
Well, on that, I have to leave.
Okay.
I am not. I am not.
All
No,
right, Pickle.
I gotta leave anyway. But y'all have a good one.
Okay.
Appreciate
All
you.
Yeah.
right, Pickle. Good talking to you,
All
man.
right, Peggy.
Y'all over here talking about you a victim. You ain't no victim.
See,
Ain't
look,
no
see,
damn
there it goes.
victim.
Look, I'm not trying to turn this. It's a good conversation. Let's not
Yeah.
direct this conversation towards Dino Bravo. You know what I'm saying? You know what I
All we
mean?
know,
Because this
all
is
I
not the
know is that
Dino
you ain't no
Bravo show.
victim.
I'm a victim for
Yeah.
damn sure. I'm a victim, brother.
All
Yeah.
right, Dino.
But
Before we was about to get ready, we was about to get out of here, but I'm gonna ask you one question because I know you've heard the conversation. Because we've had this conversation on Unk channel. I know we've had I've been in part of the conversation on PPP channel and on Twan Don channel. So, in your opinion, should the Panthers judge Bryce primarily by statistics, wins, or command of the offense?
damn.
Don't get speechless now.
No. I would. Me personally, I would say the command of the offense.
Okay,
You know
why
what I
is
mean?
that?
Just because, like, you know, He can't. Oh shit.
Yeah, that cricket
If he can't get that first part right
cutting
with the
out on
commanding
you.
of the offense, then shit, the stats. Motherfucker. No, but like I said, man, if he can't command the offense, then we might as well go ahead and kill the goddamn statistics. Cause shit, you know what I mean? I think you got to have that to get that. You know what I mean?
That's true.
If
That's
you ain't
true.
got no continuity with your players, you know what I mean? You ain't got the command of the offense, shit, you ain't getting much out of it.
That's true. That's
just the way I look at it.
Look at you, God, dog. Hey,
Man,
Circle coming up with some good conversation. Let me find out.
Look, man, I can do it if y'all drag it out, man. You know what I'm saying? All you gotta do is ask for it. You ask and you shall receive, brother.
Already. Which, Nick, you already answered this question. Hey, y'all fellas got anything else, man, before we get out of here?
I just want everybody to know that Circle is not a victim.
Man, here we go.
Nobody that diabolical can be a victim of anything.
Look. See, the devil is playing today, man, and I ain't
don't let him win, Circle. Don't let him win, Circle.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna let him win today, man.
Y'all just remember.
Oh man.
Y'all just remember. Today I'm gonna be quiet. I'm gonna mind my business because I'm pretty sure I'm gonna be on another platform with Circle. And y'all just remember this.
You already know.
You remember this.
Somebody tried to make look. I ain't gonna throw them out under the bus, but somebody tried to make me start with you today, brother. And look what I did. Look, didn't I tell you I waved the white flag and I called the truce with you yesterday?
It was probably.
I'm a man of my word. I'm a man of my word until a nigga take a bone off my plate now.
It was probably SC Panther boy.
Look, I will not confirm or deny the answer. You know what I'm saying?
It was probably SC.
Jermaine talking about Tony's line ass is your ESPN question mark. Shut your black ass up, Jermaine. All right, fellas. I'm gonna go ahead and hit my closing statement real quick.
Mm-hmm.
So Dan Morgan builds the roster. Dave Canales coaches the roster. Brandt Tilis helped determine whether the Panthers can afford to keep their roster together. Anybody can spend money for one offseason. Anybody can create excitement by signing recognizable players. The difficult part is building a team that can win now without damaging its ability to win later. Carolina is attempting to move from building to contending to sustaining. That next step will depend on drafting well, developing young players, retaining the right core pieces, and making the correct decision on Bryce Young. The money behind the football plan does not guarantee success, but when the money and the football evaluations work together, that is how a team gives itself a chance to contend year after year. All right. Thank you for tuning in. Hey, I hope everybody enjoyed the show. If you did, share it with a friend or a family member. And don't forget to hit that like button on your way out. Subscribe and turn that post notification bell. Select all so you'll be made aware each and every morning when I go live. That is Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. Eastern time. I will be the voice that you first hear in the morning. All right. If you want even more, considering becoming a member on Patreon and subscribing to the YouTube channel. You can check it all for all the links in the YouTube description. All right. So I appreciate it. I'll catch you guys next time. And until then, keep pounding.